Yeah, I think it's a completely appropriate title. Do you not agree?
It's goofy.
So I finally used up that adventurer's box gift thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I looked at it. And I was looking through my vault, and I'm like, huh, I got a lot of stuff in here that needs to be taken care of, and lo and behold, that was one of them. That I, still had that, and I'm just like, well, I haven't used that in several levels.
Look at us making time for chores and housekeeping.
I know, right? It's like we're responsible adults or something. And I cleared out my bags even.
Whoa, do you have more than six spaces open now?
I have both bags 2 and 3 completely open, and 3 slots on bag 1. Aren't you impressed?
I'm very impressed. I'm so impressed I'm gonna say it through my cracker.
Well, okay then. Well, we need to help the people of Dreng? Is that it? Dreng?
Yeah, trum dring.
Alright, well, we need to help them as much as we can. So, let's help the people of
Your
Dreng as much as...
microphone's going crazy.
Oh, boy.
Not allowed to move that left arm.
One of these days I'll get a new headset.
What about the one you use for your laptop? Would that be better?
It's that one was like cheapo quality specifically for class. I don't want to use it for streaming.
Okay.
I mean I could, but I'm yeah.
You're a ranged character. You don't have to run up to them.
Oh, but I actually do to use this was that you or was that me killing it?
I don't know.
Cuz in order to use my like static shock kind of ability, I have to actually be within relatively close range.
Looks like it says you beat the river dwelling ox. So
That was a very devastating shock then. No, it's good to be back streaming.
yeah, I miss it when we don't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, last week it kind of was unavoidable. If I,
Yeah, you were gone for like 14 hours.
it wasn't quite that long, but it was a. Actually, no. By the time I got back, because let's see, tournament ended at about like. Oh, that's what I'm trying to grab. Let's see, tournament started at about. I got there at 9:20. I think dice rolled by about 10:15, and then. Yeah, I think I finally left the game store by about 8:50.
It was a long day.
Oh, it was such a long day.
But you had fun.
I did.
And you got your Gazantes.
I did get, I did at least, come in as the best of faction, so I got a little bit of a prize for that. So,
I bet you are all armaded out.
for the time being, yeah. I'm not looking to do another tournament anytime soon. And I don't think another 4-round tournament is in the cards unless it's like a regional or something big like that.
Or it's been a year or two since the last one.
Yeah. I that was a long day. It was a very long day. Fun day, but very long. Although now I have to paint the Gazantes because they were just, 3D prints, not actual, like, models. So. But they're going to look cool when I got them. They're going to look very cool once I've got them done.
Do you have 10 meats?
I do. I need 2 more kindling, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's 1. And there's the other. Okay. What was that?
You saying hooray with a cracker in my mouth?
You're strange. You're weird.
Every day.
I love you, but you're weird.
You wouldn't love me the same if I wasn't weird.
This is true. I'd love you differently.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
Evil things stir in the night.
Yes, that's generally the rule of living in an MMO is that. Hey, look, I treed.
Nice tree.
Gundabad Allegiance is available. Okay.
Cool.
I don't have, Fate of Gundabad expansion, so
Many foul things dwell in the shadows. I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
Let's gather everyone for the feast.
Beast sounds fun.
Well, we're having one in a week and a half.
That's true.
I have not
For which we're going to do most of the cooking. Theoretically.
What was the theoretically?
That we'll be doing most of the cooking for.
We do like doing that.
Or at least the turkey part of it.
Ooh, we should bring that cranberry recipe again.
Oh, yeah, that was really good. I'm missing one person.
She's up here on the boardwalk.
Oh, okay.
The Rod. And so we give welcome to Devotion.
That cranberry recipe was what? Cranberries and like some zested lemon and some sugar and what else?
And some cinnamon, I think. I'm not sure. It was yummy.
It was very tasty. I remember that much at least, yeah.
The Terknuth have been destroyed. I pray to the Ukhwirad that we will not be next.
Crabine from Dunland.
Yep. That is an accurate statement. That is exactly what these are. Alright, where's the last one? Oh, there it is.
In Dunland.
Because we're in Dunland, yes. Howdy, howdy, Dill. How you doing, my friend?
Good morning.
Hey,
Oh,
you
now it's
treed.
my time to tree.
Okay, so what's next?
Quests.
It says that we need, help the people. Or whatever.
Yeah, basically, we're going to do the storyline of this zone and then move on to the next zone.
Oh, so should I be narrating?
I mean, these aren't epic quests, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to read them.
As long as the sun
Eh.
shines, you are welcome here.
Like, I've been doing so much reading for like weeks now.
I know, it's a nice little bit of a break.
The wolves will be the least of our troubles.
Wild turnips.
Alright, let's do it. Ooh, that guy's 130. Oh! I'm level 69. Nice.
This way.
What way?
The other way.
I'm a mature adult.
You're never gonna level up again.
Thought had crossed my mind.
You're just gonna go to the LOTRO store and buy the turtle pocket thing that prevents you from gaining experience, and just have me carry you for the rest of forever.
You say this like it's a bad thing. I see no problem with this at all.
Kitty's making sad sounds.
Yeah, because, you know, it's always when we're not able to deal with him or give him attention or anything that he's suddenly like, no, I demand your attention. Your world revolves around me. It never fails. Because that's just how our cat is. He always knows when we're not available. Wow, that thing is effective.
You killed a cow.
With the static shock thingy.
So basically, you shuffled your wool socks on the floor so well that you killed a cow.
I mean, if you want to describe it like that, potentially yes.
I think it's a perfectly valid description.
Yeah, you're probably not terribly far off. Except we're not exactly on, you know, carpet.
You got that good of wool socks.
That rubbing them against dirt would still trigger,
And grass.
would grass trigger static electricity?
Oh, look, red eye. I don't know.
Red eye? Oh.
A named wolf that we need to kill. Did that count for you?
Yeah, I got it. It counted.
I interrupted my own turnip picking.
Alright, this is the last wolf I need to kill. Are you good on the turnips?
I am good on all of them.
Okay, let's go back. It's pretty here.
It's very pretty here. They did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Not tarnished heritage runes of learning.
What?
Oh, I've been collecting those from enemies. But now they are useless.
You've been collecting what?
Enemies have been dropping the heritage runes that you would use to give experience to your legendary item.
Really?
Yeah, they're still dropping them.
I haven't gotten one.
Well, I've gotten 3.
Well, lucky you.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
A cool stone earring.
Remain here long?
Let's see. I need to replace the one that's 59. Cat, will you please, for the love of Xenu, stop circling my feet? Gosh dang it.
So we turn on his TV.
Yeah, I was about to suggest that.
I'll be right back.
Foul things dwell in
Aw, this is a solo instance. Well,
wolves.
why?
Our troubles.
It's solo, though. Okay. Whatevs. You have done enough for the day, my friend. More than enough. Now it is time to take up your seat as an honored guest of the Karuluth. Our annual festival is almost upon us. I hope it will not be so bad as the impetuous young fawns have led you to believe. Ha! Speak with me again when you are ready. It should be out there. Okay, so how long of a quest is it? Well, no, Dill was saying so long quest. Look at that. Look at all that inventory space that I've got. I am very proud. What? I don't think so. The remote should be out there. Hmm. All right. Hold on. I'll be right back, Dill.
What? I didn't see it. I did not see it. Dill says he stole it. I'm sorry, I am useless. Said I'm sorry, I am useless. Are you ashamed of me? Does Kitty have an entertainment now?
Yep, Kitty has entertainment, and it's through the ads. So there's part of me that just thinks we should just pay for YouTube Premium so we don't ever have to deal with ads.
But nobody in the world pays for YouTube Premium. Fighting with your Matt.
Yep. Always do. Alright, finally, let's get to this quest.
Elder Regan has welcomed you to Lantaran and invited you to join in the feast of the Running Stag, a stag clan's annual ritual. Tradition not often seen by strangers to Dunland.
I have heard the wails of the Coothral in the night.
Good evening to you. You are just in time. The Elder is still preparing, but the clan is gathered already. Come, follow me. This is the most important night of the year for my people.
Christmas.
It is not Christmas yet. And I don't think they celebrate Christmas here.
Probably not.
This seems like a good place to sit and watch. Well, I am sitting on a moose.
You don't want to sit on the ground?
No, I'm good.
Some of these guys are all bored.
I mean, it seems like just kind of a boring traditional festival.
It's part of their culture. Their heritage.
Welcome, my kin, to the Feast of the Running Stag. As many of you know, we gather each year to share our history. It is a sad history. It is a history that none should forget, not until the last of us is dead. Is it time to eat yet? Yeah, that's how I feel a lot. Especially around Christmas, when my dad wants to do all these stupid traditions that are traditions when they've started that year. Honored guest, will you fetch me my ritual crown? It is at the door. Oh, Yark 23070 wants us to become famous. We can buy followers.
Yay, we've made it to the big leagues.
Yep. I thought I grabbed the crown.
I got him. What?
It.
You're currently carrying it. Walk back
Oh,
to
okay. The Elder smiles at you as you place the crown at his feet. Thank you, Vontu. This crown is for the kingdom, for the king that has forsaken Dunland. It is for the children of this land who have been abandoned by Gondor. Never forget the king whose laws forsook us. For we are free, forsaken, and free. And bored. Vantu, will you fetch me the horsetail now? Where?
Same place as the crown.
Ah, here it is. Thank you again. My old eyes no longer see well. The horsetail is for Rohan, the land of the usurpers. The horse lords are our bitter enemies, and they drove us from our rightful lands. Someday the lands must belong to the Dunlandings again. Never ever forget our rightful home. Wow, he seems very bitter.
All the Dunlandings are.
And one last favor, Vontu, the spear. Thank you, kind one. Ah, poor elder, this part of the ritual is always rouses his sadness. This is the spear of the Dragon Clan. It slew my son, who should have been a leader after me. Look, there's Guto. I knew he would come. My grandson's father's blood still drains its tip. With this spear, we remember that our own people have turned against us. We remember that Dunland is not one people with a common cause. We remember that our own brother clans chased us to the edge of Dunland, where we settled in peace in Trum Dreng, the land that nobody wanted. Grandfather? What is it, Guto? Grandfather, a crow has returned, but it is injured. The crow's wing appears twisted, as if someone attempted to break it cruelly. The message it bore is still attached to its leg. You recognize at once that this was the crow you sent to the southern farm. Something very unfriendly intercepted this poor bird. It is clear that the farmer's family never received this summons.
Oh, no.
You see, Grandfather, there are more pressing matters than festivals. When you are Chief Guto, you will be free to ignore all the festivals you like. But as far as I can tell, I am not yet dead.
I might be wrong.
So until I am, you will show respect for our traditions. I'm sorry, my people, but there might be some danger to the south. I am calling an early end to the festival. You may take food from the feast and return to your huts now. This is very unsettling. The poor bird tried to land, but friendly hands did not receive it. We will surely scout at first light. You heard the Elder Vontu. Our festival is at an end. You should take some food and rest, for you have earned it. Dun dun dun. Or something like that.
Look, I'm standing on the spooky spot.
I don't know where that spooky spot... Oh. You're standing on top of the milestone.
I had some good creepy underlighting on my face.
That you did. That you did. I do like my moosin'. I fear for what may have taken place in the Herdlands after the crow returned last night. A farmer lives there with his son, and a farmhand as well. I must ponder what to do. I mean, I'd say probably go scout the area, but...
Woman of the mountain says we should not trust Devotia.
This is dreadful, Vontu. You saw the crow with your own eyes. I know something terrible has happened where Trev and his folk live in the Herdlands. Trev, his farmhand Kellen, and his son Dilwyn have been helping to feed our folk from the wealth of the Herdlands for a long time. We must investigate. I worry that Elaine's safety must be compromised again, or Guto's. I do not like throwing my only warrior into danger, or my only grandson. Alas, what am I to do? You offer to go in Elaine's stead, Vontu. Is there no need to your no end to your bravery and generosity? You, a devotee to us, would put yourself in danger to find a missing man you have never met. It does not seem possible. I do not know how we can ever repay you, good Vontu. Hookers and blow?
I don't think they have either of those things in this little village.
Oh, you'd think that. but, you know, you might be wrong.
Not sure you want the village versions of it either.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Lots of stars out tonight.
Yep. Oh, I have a skill point to spend.
That's true, we did level.
And the game has been like, you hit 69. Nice. Have a skill point.
I'm sure that was the game's exact logic.
Yeah.
Oh no, a dragon's clan scout.
And a backpack. Oh, honestly, I thought that was part of the, I thought that was something we had to loot as part of, going to check it out.
I can see how you would think that, but no, 'twas not the case.
Well, okay then.
Hey, there's a lootable corpse. Actually, I seem to recall that Dunland has a lot of little lootables like that.
Oh, yeah?
If you're in an area with enemy human types or orc types, you're going to see lots of little treasure chests and whatnot.
Well, okay then.
We found them.
Okay, well, I jumped specs, so I need to,
Look at all these players.
Do you mean to hurt us, Duvodiad? You and many others, I am sure. Well, get it over with. We are outcasts, and there is nothing left for us. We do not even have the means to escape into Endwaith now. The Dregluth will see us. We have no food. At least you can grant us a merciful death.
Many foul things dwell
You do not mean to kill us, then. If you were here to help the farmers, you were probably too late. The Dragon Clan warriors destroyed and took everything. We passed through the farm 2 nights ago, but the next morning the deed was done. We heard the screams and saw the smoke. We have not had any food or water since. They do not seem to know that we are here, but what does that signify? It seems that we are going to starve in this very spot. Alright, let's go kill stuff.
Nobody's starving to death on our watch.
Nope, not while I can kill stuff.
Where are you going?
I thought I was heading in the right direction.
You had like 4 guys chasing after you.
Yeah, but am I not headed in the right direction?
You were in the right area.
Yeah, that's where I was headed, was this area.
I was just wondering why you were running with so many guys after you.
I don't know. This is LOTRO lore for dummies. I'm the dummy here. I don't know half the stuff I'm doing. I still barely even have an idea about my class.
Yeah, you know how to play your class.
Barely. I know if I hit buttons enough, it'll work. It's like Street Fighter.
We need to kill scouts to get food, by the way.
Oh. You see, I'm just content with killing whoever.
Anyone and everyone.
Yeah, basically.
Only slight problem is that there is this trio of level 80s and above also doing these quests.
Yeah, that does make things difficult for us.
It might be hard to get everything we need.
I don't know. There's scouts right here.
Yeah. Maybe they're just far enough ahead that they're on like the next quest.
We can hope. But yeah, I mean, you know, we've got a good number of scouts that we've run into right here. I'm not terribly worried.
They seem to be responding quickly. Did you get plus 10 Lotro points for your deed?
I think the deed was done was something the guy said. I think that's what Dill was getting at.
Ah, I missed that. How many foods do you have?
4. You?
3.
Oh, this is a raider. Well, whatever. There's still a deed for it.
And the deeds in these later zones take a lot of dudes.
I mean, 100. That's not...
And then the advanced version will take twice that many.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not uncommon. We've seen that before. But do you get more from it for killing him? Or for getting the deed? Because it's harder to get?
No, I think it's 5 and 10.
Well, that's a bummer. Alright, I got 8.
Oh, I have 8.
Cool.
This one still needs to die, apparently.
Of course it does. Actually, so does this one.
What about this one?
Sure. And the Krebine, too. We're just going to be homicidal sociopaths this morning.
Having way too much fun with it. You're going the wrong way.
Oh, I am? Okay, well,
Come back.
hold
We're gonna go
on.
bring food to the starving ones.
Okay, I'm coming. Wow, these guys respawn super fast. Like, ridiculously fast.
Oh, by the way, there's a quest item in your overflow inventory. Probably about 50 of them, actually.
Okay.
So take one out and
The
accept
dagger?
quest. Yeah. You got a dude after you.
Why am I not surprised?
They're a little concerned by your murder.
Well, let them be. Okay, hold on. I gotta grab all this other stuff before... Wait. Okay, there we go. Now I can destroy all and not get rid of anything I'd actually want to keep.
Yep, I did it too.
So, okay. I thought that was the last we would see of you, Devotia. This is very generous. This will feed us until the chaos dies down. I hope we will be able to make our escape into to Endwaith soon. Thank you. Our odds were never very promising, but you have just improved them.
Hear me out, Devotia.
I might have heard someone from the herdsman's family the night the Dragon Clan came. I heard a terrible scream, but there was naught we could do without weapons. There was no light at all. No light, only screams. The screaming went on, then was silent. Whatever happened to that poor family, it was nothing good. It is good that you want to look for them, but are you certain it is worth the risk? It is folly to seek the dead while their killers lurk nearby.
He's dropping wisdom on us.
Yeah, but he forgets. I am the melee runekeeper.
It's folly for them to seek for you when you are the killer.
Exactly. They're not trapped... I'm not trapped out here with them. They're trapped out here with me. That's the way I see it.
You really are just having fun killing everything you see, aren't you?
Well, this is the right direction, isn't it?
Mostly. It's the right general direction. There's a dude here.
This man probably worked for the farmer, but he lies face down in the water. It is obvious that he's not drawn breath for too long now. The farmhand Kellyn has been murdered and left at the bank of the river. This is undoubtedly Trev, the chief herdsman in these lands. Trev appears to have been murdered during the invasion. His face and body are contorted as if he died in considerable pain. Perhaps his were the screams heard on the night of the raid. Trev has been brutally slain during the Dragon Clan invasion. You've discovered the last member of Trev's family, and he too is dead, murdered and left at the riverbank to be carried away when the rains come. The elder will be sorely grieved by this news. The Stag clan has now grown smaller and more vulnerable. A glint catches your eye, some metal upon Dilwyn's hand. He seems to be wearing a wedding band. You heard no reports of any women from the herdlands, but the man was young. Perhaps he wedded recently, since he was last in Lantaran. If there was such a woman, you should find her. Perhaps there are signs of her somewhere in the herdlands. Okay, well, where to next? I mean, we have to go find this guy's wife, I assume. Is this her?
Yeah, that'll be her.
Why can't I talk to her?
Go interact with the footprints.
Oh, I didn't. That's what you were doing. I didn't see footprints.
That you see one, and then you interact, and then you see the next.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't notice the footprints by his body initially.
I see.
So, I was wondering what you were leaning down doing.
Picking flowers.
Well, possibly, but you've not really done that up to this point, so I figured probably not, since your skill was most likely too low. Remember, the small tracks seem to be moving away from the bodies and carnage on the farm. The trail is thankfully uninterrupted in the tracks of the invaders. Perhaps this person escaped alive. Leave me. If you were here to save me, you were too late. My life is as done as the lives of my husband and our family. I do not know who you are, and I do not care. Just leave me. Aww. I will stay right here where I am, thank you. I will die here with my husband and his dear father on the lands that welcomed me. Do as you like while you roam here, but swear that you'll leave me be. The farm is nothing to the Stag clan now. It only serves to keep the Dregluth too close to the Lantaran and the wilds of Trum Dreng while they feel the need to occupy it. It would be better if the whole place was burned to the ground and me with it. Without hope, there is no future here. Not for me, not for them. There is some sense to what Bloodwind says. It would be likely for the best if the farm was burned to the ground. The Dragon clan would have no choice but to leave. Looters came after the warriors to pluck valuables from the carnage left behind by the Dragon clan. They will do the same wherever the raiders strike next. These greedy men are not warriors themselves. They do not have it in them to fight and kill. Do what you will with them. I care not. Men such as these might be able to give you information since they are intent upon saving us all. Since you are intent upon saving us all. If you are determined to help me, I will defer your assistance to the herd instead. The herd bolted when they heard the battle shouts and smelled the bloodshed, but they are loyal to these fields, and they will return to the land where they were raised and cared for. I watched the Dragon clan invaders set traps for the poor beasts. If you have any kindness in you, you will disable the traps to ensure that the cattle are not cruelly harmed upon their return.
Even the Ukhluth have need of help on occasion.
You will encounter many Dragon clan while you roam the fields here. You would do well to thin their numbers, though I doubt we can be certain of their being truly gone from this area for a number of days yet. The Dragon clansmen are many, but their numbers cannot be endless. You should be merciless when these evil men attack you, Vontu. They do not know mercy themselves, and they showed none to my poor husband and his kin. Alright. Slaughter it is.
Technically, it's kill 12.
Slaughter works for me. Ooh. Looter and Rider.
Did that burning count for you?
No, it did not.
Alright, so go grab that torchwood over there.
You got to tell me these things.
Yeah, so grab it and then walk up to the house.
Okay. So I've got to find more torchwood.
Yeah, you'll find one for each. Why do these looters have Breland voices instead of Dunlanding voices?
Because they're just vagabonds and... I don't know. They're ruffians.
Scallywags.
Rapscallions.
Ne'er-do-wells.
Something like that.
Here's another torchwood.
Hold on. I'm getting this looter.
Yep.
Oh, and here's another torchwood.
I believe we're aiming for the big building with this one.
Okay.
A wooden chest.
I got the last thing. Go ahead for it.
You have so much fun using that.
I do. It's a lot of fun. Oh, guy over here.
Not for long.
Nope. Okay.
Two guys over here.
Wow. You two shot them.
I one-shot
Or
them.
one shot both of them.
That was pretty impressive.
That was extremely impressive. He literally respawned as we killed... Just killed him.
He's got skills.
That's... Man, the respawn here is just insane.
I don't think there's anything quite up here yet, because I think this is where we face, like, the leader of... Yeah, here's the leader of the group.
Ah, okay. Well, let's go down and kill stuff then.
I am down.
I think we might have gotten a little separated.
So it seems. I see you.
I didn't jump down the cliff like you did.
You gotta jump down cliffs.
No, I don't. That's how I get hurt.
Jump down the cliffs.
That's how... Oh, wait, that's turning quest in ring. Okay. We still need to kill one, don't we?
Yeah, and we need, cattle traps.
Ah, okay.
Which I think might be in this area. Yeah, there's one.
There's several.
Every time you use that static shock, it makes like a jack-lantern sound afterwards.
I can see where you'd get that.
Which is funny, because technically jack-lanterns don't make sound, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Really?
What?
We just killed the guy that spawned for you with the trap, and then I finally got the trap to work for me, and he respawned. And like we just killed him like less than a second earlier.
This game is giving you what you want.
Slaughter and mayhem.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you want to kill Dunlandings, do you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm content killing Dunlandings.
You want to kill all the Dunlandings.
I have no qualms with that. No. Ah, crap.
How many more traps do you need?
That was my last one. What's collection again?
What?
I accidentally dragged off my stag.
Oh, Shift C or K is your skills.
Okay. No, I at least have my elk.
You like them better than any of the horses you've seen.
I'm really not big on the horses, yeah. This is true.
They're just pretty standard horses.
Nah, nothing too special about them. I saw the flames and smoke from here, Vontu. You did well. It grieves me to know that the herdlands are destroyed beyond repair, but at least the Dragon Clan will want nothing more with this land. They will not settle here. They wanted our food stores. Now they have nothing. I cannot believe this. Why would the Dragon Clan invade Trum Dreng? The land is all but barren. It is wild, and the few stags that remain have no wish to join the wars of other men. Lantaran must be warned of what is coming, but what can they do if they do not know how, when, or where the Dragon Clan will attack them next? That is a good point. That was a kindly deed done, Vontu, but do not waste any further time on me. You should leave before the Dragon Clan finds you and kills you, like they did my husband, his father, and gentle Kulan. You slew a good number of them, Vontu. For that I'm grateful. Your thirst for vengeance against the evils in this world is greater than my own. You should return to Taran. The fires of a village are warmer than the words of a lone widow in the wilds. Aye, Runekeeper, you've done enough. Vontu, I owe you an apology. I asked you to leave me to die, but I see now that I must endeavor to help my late husband's clan. Lantaran must be warned. The chief of this invasion party has taken the farmhouse near here. I have seen the comings and goings of the Dragluith. Our best hope is to kill him and learn what we can of the Dragon Clan's plans to invade. I will wait for you here, Vontu. Be careful, the chief will be a strong man. You know, it's funny, I had no intention of reading all of these, and yet here I am reading all of these.
Well, you're getting all the story, though.
True. I mean, with everything that's going on, it probably is good to get some context.
And it's more immersive.
There is that, too. For Saruman.
Coward.
The white hand will make you rue this moment. Nope.
Look at all these dead cows that he just left to rot.
Murag has escaped, but you have collected a map of his invasion route. Oh yeah, I can put that in my pocket.
In your pocket?
Yep. Murg escaped. That is ill news, but no matter. We cannot waste any more time here. We must bring this information to Lantaran. I have not yet met the Stag clan of that town. They were my husband's people, not my own. We must rely upon your favor there to make sure this warning reaches them in time. Bloodwind hesitates. They are the closest family I have now, yet I do not even know them. Will they turn me away, Vontu? I doubt it. Come, we must tarry no longer. It pains me to watch this farm become consumed by the Dragon Clan, for this is where my husband and his family made a life for me, but so be it. The Stag Clan must be warned.
All right, we have a pit stop to make before we go back to the village, but we're basically going back to the village.
I figured.
Those weapons we collected earlier have to go to the group that are hiding in the corner.
I figured.
Did you, though?
Yeah, because they were talking about, you know, they had no weapons.
Oh, I'm hitting some lag.
And you're getting hit, too.
Hmm.
Don't worry.
I just see you stuck on the other side of the river and I can't move.
Don't worry. I took care of him.
Yeah, you saved me.
I think you probably would have been fine.
I probably could have been hit for a while before I actually died.
Yeah.
Wow, this is some intense lag.
Seems like it, frick.
Hope I'm not about to disconnect.
If you've been lagging this long, you might be.
I might be, because nothing's changing. Oh! I just saw the battle happen in super speed.
You gathered these weapons for us. That was a generous gesture. We have some hope of getting out of here alive now, thanks to this. You are very kind, Vontu. I didn't expect a Devotia to help us. Yeah, well. We all gotta look out for each other out here.
You and I are like the farthest thing from like people from the sticks that these guys have ever seen.
I mean, technically...
We are elves. Are you coming?
Yeah, I was just swapping out the quest reward.
Huh. The stuff here actually doesn't look too bad. You might find a look you like.
Eh.
You're like, nah, I want to look like I'm level 25 forever.
I mean, I've not really cared all that much.
Well, maybe one day you'll open up your character panel and go, hey, I kind of like that look.
See, I really like the way WoW approaches it with the transmog system.
It is nice. Here, you just have to keep the pieces whose looks you like.
Yeah, and you see, I'd much rather do the transmog system. I think that's a much better approach. Granted, that's just my opinion, but... did my chick get lost?
Maybe. No, I see her.
Odd, because I wasn't. I was just seeing yours. And now that I'm mounted up again, she's gone.
She's sitting behind you.
I do not see her.
I don't know. She's there, though, and you've got your whistle in case you need it.
Well, yeah, I just did use the whistle. And it brought her back, and then... Oh, now she's there. I have to dismount. Whatever. Vontu, you have returned at last, but who is this? You hastily introduced Bloodwind to the Elder as being the new relation of the dead folk of the Herdlands. Ah, poor child, you risked much to bring us this news. Vontu was good to help you find us. Find some place to rest, and the people of Lontaran will tend to your hurts. You have saved my life by bringing me here. I thank you, Vontu. I hope I may make a home here. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. I have no doubt about that. Ooh, that's not a bad look, actually. I like that robe.
You liking what you're looking like?
I like the robe that I just got, yes.
Also, go to your cosmetic outfits.
Yeah, no, I know what to do. I know how to do this.
Well, you can go just to your equipment outfit.
Oh, really?
Well, like, so cosmetic outfits. The top button is your equipment outfit.
Okay.
No, over on the right, far right, equipment outfit. And then you can show and hide the pieces you want to show or hide.
Oh.
Of the stuff that you're actually just wearing.
Okay, well.
Also, it looks like you might have taken off your robe.
I put it back on. But I do like that look.
Fun. But now you have your Barbosa hat and your new robe. And some of the warmest shoulders I've ever seen.
Yeah, I tried turning those off, and they won't turn off.
Are those part of outfit 1 or your equipment outfit?
Just my cosmetic outfit. I mean, oh wait, it might be part of equip. Okay, how do I? Okay, there we go. We're following. There we go. Okay.
Look at you. Looking so snazzy.
Eh,
Look at you. You've changed your look for like the first time in 6 months.
I know, right?
We should not trust Devodian.
The Watchtower is evidently the first place the next wave of invaders means to take over. Elaine will join you there to help secure our lands. If we can frighten away the Dragluth, I believe that we will remain safe from them for at least a generation. Guto would have us wage war of revenge that lasts 100 years. I would give anything to teach him the air of judgment before I die. Wars are crueler than anything in this world. Elaine has more wisdom than Guto and is a strong warrior, but even strong warriors could be hurt. I beg you to keep her safe, Vantu, and keep yourself safe as well. I mean, it is a better looking robe. I do like this robe. A lot.
If you want, I can send you some dyes and you can color it.
It could look good black. I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, we can play with it.
In the meantime, though, like I said, I do like the look of it.
It's pretty slick.
It is.
You look pretty slick.
Well, like you said, first time in months that I've changed. And the stuff here does look good. Ah, Vantu, we are like old friends now. I am glad that you have joined me, for it seems the Dragon Clan have arrived before us. I fought many Dragluth off the path, but I dare not go nearer to the Watchtower. They will surely see us if we venture into the stone circle, and our hides will be sprinkled with a rain of arrows from the sky. They say that as this group shows up and one arrow kills that Dunland. Do you see the barricade around the tower? They were hastily built, but seem to be well guarded by the Dragon Clan. You should destroy those and defeat the guards as well, or else we can never hope to win back this tower. Please hurry, Vantu. I will hold the path as best I can, but I am not half the warrior that you are. I can see buckets of tar scattered about. Surely they mean to light flaming arrows and set people afire should they threaten their conquest. If you destroy the tar, approaching the lot within the Watchtower should be safer. It looks like they only just arrived and ran in before their horde could be delivered up. Quickly, Vantu, before they can bring more supplies into the tower.
You ready to fight some more?
Oh, yeah.
If these guys leave us anybody?
That is a good point. That is a big if.
Did you see me just walk through the fire?
Yeah, I did too.
These buckets of tar are kind of making like a toilet sound.
Yeah, I was sitting here trying to be like, what sounds could they have done? How would they have mixed this in post to make that sound? Because, you know, that's what people do audio engineering. That's how we approach things.
Honestly, I think they might have recorded a flushing toilet and messed with it a bit.
Maybe to a degree.
Good thing these barricades are impermeable barriers that nobody can get through.
I know, right? Okay, I need one more barricade.
And it's gonna be somewhere around this wall. It's over here.
Okay.
Yay, we did it!
Well done as always, my friend. The way is safer now. We may press nearer and bring down Luth. They picked an unfortunate time to try to take our lands from us. How fortunate for us, however, that a great hero from the faraway lands chose to lend us aid.
I have not seen you
Well done. We will stand a much better chance now. Are you ready to face the leader of this rabble and drive him off for good? Yeah, sure. Whatever.
as long as the sun shines. You
The leader of this band has taken up residence within the watchtower. With them peering out over all the lands from such a high point, we cannot hope to secure Trumdreng once more without a full army. Alas that my people have grown so few and weak. But there is still hope, Vontu. If we can cut our way through to the tower, we can surely call Murig down from high. He will surely think a commotion at the door will be his own folk making the noise. He will come down, I think, and we can defeat him on the ground. Alright, well, let's kill him.
He ran away last time. Won't let him do it again.
Nope. Yeah, I do like this look a lot better.
No, you look good.
Cloak could stand to be upgraded in appearance.
Look at him running away again.
Coward.
Can't believe the Dragon Clan follows this dude.
They may not have a choice. He might just be Saruman's puppet.
He might be. I wasn't cool enough to one-shot that dude like those high levels.
I have not seen your kind before.
You have done better than I could have hoped to do myself, Vontu. The watchtower is ours again. I wish that you could join our clan for good. Trumdreng would be so much safer if you were here. Well, unfortunately. I cannot stay forever.
Even the Ukhlus have need of help.
I think that you have secured the watchtower, so perhaps now would be a good time to help Guto as well. He told me that he would be making camp not far from here, to the southeast, I believe. Guto means to scout a place on the map you brought us. It would seem the Dragon Clan are amassing there, for all their tactics to seem to branch from it. If you find Guto, you may be able to help him thwart the violence of the Dragon Clan. Yeah, I don't need to swap out necklaces. That has might on it. Alright.
Were you wearing a mite necklace?
No, the one I got just now has might.
This is a pretty area.
It is.
A tater! Did you see the tater?
I did see the tater.
Potatoes. Look, a bad guy camp.
Yep. I did not expect to see you here, Vontu. I thought you only worked for my grandfather, but perhaps we can actually accomplish something now that you have come to assist me.
The Turknuth
I followed the map this far, but I have not yet come upon the Dragon Clan. Perhaps they are further in. According to the map, there is a rallying point just here, or perhaps a little to the south. Will you scout around and see if you can find it? It seems that this map is not perfectly accurate.
We gotta be sneaky.
But do we really? No.
Do not let the enemy see you first.
No. Boo.
Gotta be sneaky, Charlie.
Wait, have you even seen that one?
Huh?
Have you even seen that Charlie the Unicorn one? I think that's like the second one.
I thought that was the first one.
No. That's like the I think that's the... No, I think that's the third one, actually.
I don't know. If nothing else, you've said it a lot. Did you look?
I did not.
Hit the look button.
Yeah, I just did. It appeared that Isengard and the Dragon Clan are working together. Yes, we'd established that already.
Yeah, the dude did say, for Saruman.
Yep. And the White Hand would make me rue that moment.
But do you actually rue it?
No, I don't, actually. There is no ruing to date. Half-orcs from Isengard, you say, mixing with the Dragon Clan, and here I thought the Drugluth were just looking to skirmish over lands and riches. This does not bode well, but perhaps we can stop them. First, we will harry them, then we will strike when they are weak. Oh yeah, I need to select a reward. How silly of me.
They just want to give you stuff.
Ooh, that's a cool-looking cloak.
Is it an upgrade?
Slightly. The boots are more of an upgrade, but... Oh, but the cloak is agility. Doesn't really do anything for me. Which is unfortunate, because it was a really cool-looking cloak.
You'll get one.
Eh, hopefully. That is the hope. Oh, wait, no, I don't...
What?
I apparently did equip a Might Necklace. Whoops, never mind. I'm glad I caught that.
Hey, look, it's the big fancy people.
The Dragon Clan killed my father, and I was more than ready to believe that they had attacked Trumdring for no better reason than their own menace. It would seem that they are being driven by a force larger than themselves, however. What does the White Hand have to do with it? Does not that emblem belong to Isengard? If you would, go collect emblems of the White Hand from the Dragon Clansmen at the encampment. They should be ashamed for attacking their own people at Isengard's bidding.
Shame.
We are sorely outnumbered, so we must not attack now. But I have an idea. You should spoil their food stores, which will make them sick. Sick enemies are not very good at fighting. You should hasten to the encampment and find a way to spoil the stores of food within. They will eat, and they will weaken, and we will drive them out of Trumdring. It is a perfect plan.
Is it a perfect plan?
Well, so he says.
A plan without flaws?
And so he says.
Oh, look, another tater.
What deed did I just get?
Exploring Trumdring.
Oh. Because it was like all of a sudden 500 rep and 30 marks, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, we found all the points of interest.
Ah. Something I still apparently have not done in Shadowlands.
Some of those are kind of hidden.
I know, and it bugs me.
Which ones do you still need?
I don't know.
Do you know what zones they're in?
I've not looked on Dream, no. All I know is I couldn't buy the map toy. So. I mean, now that we can fly, it's going to be significantly easier, but... But that's a different game.
Really?
Yep. Come on, where's an actual challenge here?
So if you think about it, since you all your skills involve you like saying things, you know, like you're hitting people with just the power of your words.
Yeah.
You're rap battling people to death.
I'd like to think I'm just admonishing them. You know,
Just-
like biblically. basically, like, you know, like how prophets in the Bible or whatever would just, like, lay stuff down.
And the people would throw themselves down on their faces.
Basically. That's the way I like to think about it. It's just weird to think that that is what, you know, the talents would consist of, is, like, basically debate.
Did you just hear a dog?
I thought I heard the cat. If we heard a dog in here, that would be cause for a lot of alarm of how the frick did it get in here.
Well, I think it was walking on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Poteen! Hello, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Okay, that is all the food stores I need.
Me too. Let's get back to Gudo.
Sounds goodo. Yeah? Yeah?
There you went.
Yeah.
Wonder if he likes Gouda cheese.
I was just more making a joke about his name, but...
I know. You punned it up a little bit.
Making dad jokes and I'm not even close to being dad. Oh, we're doing alright. Just enjoying a nice laid-back Saturday morning.
Killing everything that moves in
Yeah.
Dunland.
Well done, Vontu. This is just what I was looking for. This is the queerest thing, is it not? The Dragon Clan has always acted on its own. No matter. Now that we have proof that Isengard has evolved, we shall attack them too. Ha, I relish the thought of humiliating sick half-orcs in the Dragon Clan. Let us prepare to leave soon to fight them. This will be quite the adventure. Oh, another solo instance?
Destroyed.
You've softened them up, and now they are ready to be defeated. Let us drive these trespassers from Trumdrang once and for all. This feeble army will think twice before troubling the Stag clan again. What do you say to that? I say let's slaughter. I am totally down to slaughter things.
By the attacks orchestrated by the Dragon Clan, and seemingly the armies of Isengard as well, Guto plans to take matters into his own hands.
If I'm not mistaken, it appears that these White Hand half-orcs are behind all of the Dragon Clan's attacks on Trumdrang, and the villainous plan to uproot the Stags once and for all. My grandfather might stand in the way of an open attack on these fiends, but it must be done. Will you stand with me, Vontu? Sure, why not? This is no time for caution, Vontu. We must weaken them, and then attack with our full strength. We can pick them off from the hilltop. Come, follow me. I mean, I'm the melee runekeeper. I'm not exactly the guy that's going to be unranged. Be on your guard, Vontu. Someone approaches. Oh, it's Murrig again. I've already beat his face in twice. So, peace, Guto of Lantaran, and you, Vontu of a distant land. We have come only to speak with you. Speak quickly before my fists decide not to listen. You dare threaten the Dragon Clan? Quiet, Dragon. You have already broken our trust. Do not make things worse for yourself. Guto of Lantaran, please ignore my companion who did not come here to fight. You collaborate with our bitter enemy, they invade our lands and kill our folk. Well, this is why we have come to treat with you. This invasion had nothing to do with the White Hand. The Stag Clan has grown too weak to fight with us, half-orc. You waste your breath. The dragons ignored our peaceful plan and devised their own with violent invasion. What is the meaning of this? Consider it an act of goodwill towards the Stag Clan, an apology for a misunderstanding. The Dragon Clan violated our trust. We never intended an attack upon Trumdrang. But the old enmity between that clan and yours was evidently too strong for this one's narrow mind. Our true purpose was a mission of friendship. Isengard offers its white hand to you. Saruman seeks war with the Horse Lords who stole your lands, but I do not know if you can earn... Oh. If you join us, the clans of Dunland shall unite with the strength of Isengard at their backs. Revenge against the horsemen, and the clans of Dunland united as one. My people have longed for this for generations. You must bring this message to Tan Larin. My grandfather is chief, and he must hear this offer. I accept your generous invitation, Guto. I look forward to speaking with your elder. Yeah, 'cause that's going to end so well. Ah, you have returned. Elaine was just telling me of your many victories in our lands. The elder listens with concern as you tell him quickly of what transpired between Guto and the half-orc emissary of Isengard. You do not trust this man, Vontu. You have had dealings with this White Hand before now, have you? And this emissary comes here to treat with me. How interesting. The Elder notes your mistrust of the soldiers of Isengard. What do you make of this, Elder? Nothing yet, my dear. I would like to hear why Guto brings this white-hand fellow to Lontoran. This way, honored guest. Grandfather, this man of Isengard brings us great news. I do not see a man, only an orc, but you have my ear, Devoniad. I come with a message of peace from Saruman of Isengard, the good neighbor of Dunland. As I told Guto, the attacks on Trum Drang by the Dragon Clan were a terrible misunderstanding, but I have seen to it that the Dragon Clan will trouble you no more. He speaks true, grandfather. He slew the Dragon Clan chieftain for his crime of disobedience right before my eyes. I see. What then is your offer, just Devoniad? That the Stag clan should join forces with the White Hand. And under Saruman's banner, the peoples of Dunland will be united. But why would Isengard wish to wage war against Rohan? Yes, Elaine, why indeed? To help you win back your lands, of course. Do you not long to reclaim your rightful home? Ha, yes, I am sure Saruman wants war to help his dear neighbors, the poor misplaced men of Dunland. Saruman is so kind and good, why did we never see it before? If mockery is all I can expect from the Stag clan, I will trouble you no more. Good luck with your generous war, well-spoken stranger. You are a fool, grandfather. Hush, Guto, the elder was wise to turn that wicked man away. Our clan will never be great again. You have squandered this opportunity. Guto, wait! Oh, Guto, when will you learn? Vontu, I'm troubled. I understand Guto's vision to see the Stag clan glorious and strong once again, living in our lands of old. But I will not compromise the integrity of my people for a dream that cannot be. That meeting with the servant of Isengard was disconcerting. I did not like the look of that man. I may have been lulled by his words, had you not expressed your immediate distrust of Isengard. I thank you for keeping me alert during that strange discourse. These are troubling times indeed. Oh, yes, they are. I have a feeling that is not the last we'll have seen of that guy. And I also have a feeling Guto is going to do something profoundly stupid.
What? When would an NPC ever do that?
I mean, numerous times.
We wouldn't have a game except for that exact thing.
Yep. Elaine will find Guto and bring him back in good time, but at the moment I am more worried about that emissary who stormed back to his camp. Will you track him, Vontu, and warn us if you see signs of retribution for our insult? We can escape to the hills if we have warning. That man did not speak of war against us, and I cannot see what they would gain from it, but I am worried nonetheless. No, as you probably should be.
Somebody's selling fish in the chat.
Epic fish.
How now, brown trout?
Yep. Carper trash fish, though. Absolute trash fish.
But they can be used by supreme cooks.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Really, it is. Interesting.
Huh. I haven't fished since I was restoring Height Bolt.
Since you were what?
When you finish the first half of Rohan when you had all the end game dailies and whatnot before the next expansion was released.
Yeah.
There was a town that you were restoring that had been destroyed and had a bunch of daily crafting quests and stuff.
Gotcha. I thought I heard the pitter-patty of nosy feet upon the road behind me. What do you want, Vontu? Are you here to make sure that I'm not causing trouble? Your friends in Lontaran are the troublemakers, not I, and the White Hand is swift and just to slap away its foes. Oh, have you not heard? You came the wrong way if you wanted to pick a fight with Isengard. The act of retribution is behind you, not ahead. Hurry home to your friends, Vontu. Hurry back. Lontaran may have been attacked already while you searched for the wrong foe.
Oh, no.
A diversion. I never would have seen that coming. Never, I say.
Neither did Sauron. We fell for the same trick.
Something like that.
We have to save the villagers. Oh no, that bush is on fire.
So do we go talk to the elder again? It would appear that
There's a
way.
few people we talked to.
Oh, talk to Elaine. It is terrible. I cannot believe those fiends crept in here in that short time when I was chasing Gudo. I was worried you were taken too. Please, Vontu, the wounded. You have seen many battles and surely you have some skill in healing. We must stop the bloodshed in Lantaran before we can hope to avenge the dead. What have I done? So many dead, Vontu, all because we were not here for the one moment when they needed us most. Would that I was one of them, my poor, poor grandfather. Please, bury them. Oh, he got killed?
Yeah.
Lay them to rest. I do not want their cold, staring eyes to look upon our home in ruin, and their kinsmen dead and dying and missing all around them. What have I done, Vontu? What have I done? The village burns. My people are dead. Please help me. I am the chief of the Stag clan now. My grandfather is dead, and I must set this right. I cannot do this alone. Help me, Vontu. The fires.
Sniffle.
I can give this guy medicine from my horse.
Me too.
But I cannot bury people from my horse.
That would be quite skilled.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did see Amanda try to clean, pushing stuff around with paper towel tubes. So, I've seen crazier things happen.
I mean, of the two, I'd say burying a man from a horse is probably more cool than crazy.
Yeah, well, Amanda didn't really accomplish anything with that either. But then again, that's not surprising. That's a whole different story.
Hey, the other group is dousing fires right now too.
Do we need to grab a bucket or something?
Oh no, look who else died. We will.
No, not Bloodwind. Well, Bloodwind died with her new family, and you hope she is now at peace.
Sniff.
We saved her life only to have it killed again by Saruman. Alright, well, we now must avenge her.
I missed the bridge.
Why would you do something like that?
Gotta go grab the bucket again.
Oh, poop.
Well, you gotta get new water.
I apparently have to bury the elder's body, too. The elder is gone, but hopefully his wisdom and goodness will survive in his clan. Oh, it'll be fun to go after Isengard for this. I relish the task.
We will get to see quite a lot of Isengard.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't you get taken prisoner at one point? I seem to recall you telling me about that.
Just have to wait and find out.
You see, you told me all these things a long time ago, and now you won't confirm them again.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil any surprises.
I still remember a lot of the things you said, though.
I know, but you don't know how they're gonna happen. Your new robe does look kind of cool because it looks like you've pushed your sleeves up to your elbows.
Yep.
And you're working hard.
Alright, is that all the flames?
Yeah, I think that was all the fire.
Thank the Guirod for your skill, Vontu. I believe you have saved many lives today. Alas for Lontara and my poor elder. What are we to do? Please stay with us a little longer while we get up back on our feet, my dear friend. Thank you, Vontu. This was... Okay, hold on. This was a terrible thing that happened. We must move forward, and I hope we can have revenge as we take our next steps. 1,000 curses upon Isengard. Thank you for dousing the flames, Vontu. You have a cooler head than I when all this is in upheaval. I must conquer myself. I must find a way to lead my folk. Yeah, I think that's, you know, kind of what your grandpa was saying repeatedly.
He learned it in the end.
Yeah, that's going to be a bigger upgrade. Thank you for all you have done, Vontu. I see now how wrong I was to trust the words of strangers over those of my grandfather. I will endeavor to be more like him. Well, again, as you probably should. Okay, hold on. I gotta put stuffs on things.
You're getting new clothes.
Yep. I was wrong, Vontu. You saw all. My grandfather was a good man. How could Isengard do this? All the men were taken and the rest murdered and wounded, and I thought Saruman was good. We have already asked so much of you. I do not ask you to take revenge for my grandfather. I have learned a little from him, I promise. I will not seek war, and I will not seek change. There is wisdom in the way he led us. My place is here now, but if your adventures happen to take you to the White Hand encampment, well, your actions are your own. Curse the wicked servants of the White Hand, my poor grandfather, my poor people. I must stay here and protect what is left of my people, but Vontu, the servants of the White Hand cannot be allowed to remain in this land. Will you drive them out of Trumdring? Weren't you just saying that my actions are my own and all that? Many of the men of this town were taken from us, though Elaine and I did not notice until the fires were out, the dead buried and the wounded healed. Those horrid orcmen from Isengard must have kidnapped them for some evil purpose. The White Hand never wanted us to join them. They just wanted soldiers and slaves for their wicked cause. Please, Vontu, help us get our men back. Okay.
Let's go get revenge. They will rue the day.
That's the hope.
But yeah, poor Blodwen. She didn't make it much longer than her husband.
Well, at least she's together with him again.
Yep. Oh, I'm sliding.
Why would you do something silly like I'm sliding too.
Gravity.
Screw you, Gravity.
Gravity gets everyone.
So it would seem.
Let's go cause mayhem. Hey, look, it's the other group.
You know, for just having kind of moved in, they've got a pretty strong encampment already set up.
Yeah, they do.
It's fairly impressive. They have a, you know, gate already established that quickly.
I mean, palisade walls don't take too long to build.
True, but... Wow, the music really picked up in intensity. For as much, you know, intensity as classical music can have.
Really, my music hasn't changed yet.
Really? Huh.
I just hear vaguely ominous horn sounds. Oh, I might be lagging.
I'm lagging too.
You've got a dude with a comb over staring you down.
Yep.
Do you fear his comb over?
Nope. For I am the melee rune keeper.
I'm still stuck. I'm free! Today's just a laggy day.
It would appear that way. Oh, that was slick.
That was very slick.
It's bad I can only do that once every 45 seconds.
That's not too bad for a massive cooldown ability, though.
True. Well, especially for like an AoE ability like that.
That guy didn't know what hit him. Oh, my music just got intense.
Yeah. Yeah, mine just kind of calmed down a bit. I need one more slave.
Go open one of the cages I opened.
I thought I opened all the same cages.
Well, there were 2 over here. I think you only opened 1.
Oh, okay. They don't count for both of us.
No.
Okay, I apparently need 2 more slaves, actually.
And we have to go into the cave to find the emissary.
Okay, hold on. I gotta backtrack, I think. Yeah, right over here. I never opened this guy because I thought you got it.
Well, he will be free anyways.
Except they still seem to stay in the cage.
They just respawn really quickly.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. The emissary is the guy that, you know, was the one that talked with the elder, right?
Yeah, the one who said, hey, you guys are looking the wrong direction.
Good. I look forward to killing him.
You look forward to killing many.
I do. I do, for I am a sociopath like that.
Did you just do that for good measure?
No, I was it popped up and I managed to drag it onto my bar. And so yeah.
So now you don't have to wait for the pop-up.
Well, yeah, basically if it ever comes up again, I can just hit it from my bar.
I see. Well, let's go tell Gudo that we were successful.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm behind you. I was mounting up.
We have some dudes to fight through before we're out of camp.
Oh, okay. Works for me. Like I said, I don't mind killing stuff.
So you go off in the wrong direction.
I thought we were killing stuff along the way.
I was thinking more the guys that were specifically in the way.
Oh, there's a corpse to the right.
No, you should go grab
Or
it.
to the left, rather. I know my right and left.
Ah, Kitty brought his toy in.
Aw. Is the TV still going?
We've been doing this less than 2 hours, so unless the video ended, then yeah.
Can you go check if the video ended when we get back to town?
Yeah, I can do that.
Sorry, Kitty, I'm a little busy at the moment.
Too busy for your kitty cat?
Yeah, very much so.
Is he giving you the eyes that Puss uses in Shrek.
Yep. He's giving me those exact eyes. I'm just being like, I want attention.
Please play with me.
Making me feel all bad over the fact that I'm not giving him attention. He needs a friend, desperately.
You will get one day.
Yeah, so you say. That's going to involve us ever actually getting out of here.
We will do that one day, too.
We'll see. We shall see. It is done then. My grandfather is avenged, and his grandson is wiser, and his people will rebuild. You are good elf, Vontu. I know we are not always friends, but this has changed. You will always be welcome in Lontaran, and we will sing of your deeds for generations to come, perhaps at our yearly festival. There will be the crown, the horsetail, the spear, and the symbol of the great runekeeper who hailed from a faraway land to help our people in time of great need. Well. Oh, wow, this hat actually is not bad.
Good upgrade.
Well, appearance-wise.
Oh, what's it look like?
I'll show you in a second. The half-orcs are a menace to the Dunland as long as they live, hissing the cruel assurances of Saruman's neighborly kindness in the ears of the clans. You did well to drive them out, Vontu. The Dragon Clan maimed us, but I believe Isengard is the greatest enemy we have faced yet. Thank you, Vontu. You have helped to restore our village a little. Lontaran will be stronger with the presence of men, weak and useless as these are. Perhaps Elaine can train them to be more like her. Oh, is there a budding romance there?
I think they're more brother-sister friendly.
Okay, well, I apparently need to replace this ring, because... And earring, because apparently they're both might-based. The earring, I think, needs to have it more, though, because I do not need a parry rating. Yeah, there we go. Vontu, my friend, you have the look of one who is growing ready to leave. I want to thank you for all you have done for us during one of the Stag clan's most trying times. Galtrev is the largest village in Dunland, and it is not far to the southeast of here in Pren Gwyd. I doubt you will encounter any folk from the Caroluth if you venture there, but surely you will want to stop there as you make your way through Dunland. I will miss you, Vontu. You are always welcome in Lontaran. So you wish to explore the Bone Vales. I do not know why you would go to such a place. I hear that only the wicked roam those lands, but I've never been there myself. You can reach the Bone Vales by traveling south on the main road, through the Enedway, through the Lich Bluffs. At least that is what the Elder told me. So, sounds like we're done here. Oh, here's... Oh, actually, hold on. I will... I was going to whisper that to you, but... Yeah, I will. Okay, chat. Send tell. Oh, can I not send an item to you? Huh. Well, whatever.
There's a way to link it, I just don't remember.
This is what it looks like.
Turn around.
It's not bad. But it's not a feather in my cap, so...
Not a Barbosa hat.
Nope, and I do enjoy my Barbosa hat. Okay.
To the Bone Vales.
Let's do it.
That's so the Bone Vales is
This is
the other place we could have chosen to go to start Dunland.
Okay. So, are we kin with them now?
With these guys?
Yeah.
So there's just one faction for Dunland. We are acquaintance with the men of Dunland.
Ah, okay, so where do we travel to now?
We're gonna walk the road.
Oh, okay. Well, they said it was south, didn't they?
South of the main city in Enedwaith.
Ah, I see. Okay.
but we're going on a trip.
We're going on an adventure.
We've been on an adventure for 9 months.
Actually, the cap that I just replaced, I think is significantly better than the current one that I just got. So I'm going to stick with that for now. I mean, that one, the one I just got has a lot more critical rating, but yeah, I think I'm going to stick with this.
Do it.
I know it may be butt ugly, but its stats are significantly better.
See, most of my stuff hasn't been worth replacing with the stuff I've been getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, most stuff I've been wearing has just been better.
I mean, some of my stuff was, like level 59 and 60 and stuff, and so it was like, yeah, these are upgrades. So
Rock.
Zoro, I can't do anything with you right now. Oh, that's for cooking stuff.
What was it?
Oh, I saw it drop a fine clover honey, and I thought that might have been like a corpse or something, but...
No, that's collectible.
Was the TV still on?
It was still on, and I changed the video, and he was watching it when I left, but he apparently followed me in here.
Mm-hmm. And now he's looking at me expectantly.
Giving you Puss in Boots eyes.
Yeah.
This is an unwholesome place.
Just a bit. Zoro, I can't help you. I'm busy. You need to go. Go find a way to entertain yourself for a little bit.
He's like, I did that this morning.
Yes, when we were asleep.
When we were trying to be asleep.
And that's when he, of course, decided that it was the right time to play with his ball.
Right next to the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do it in one of the other rooms here.
Such a weird cat. Why did we... Could we not have taken a fast travel to here? Or to the main city?
We would have had to walk back to Enidwythe, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh, you went off on a different direction.
Yeah, perhaps prematurely. Don't dismount me! Oh, I'm still good.
Who would have thought that there would be undead in the place called the Lich Bluffs?
And the bone veils.
Yeah.
Don't dismount me!
I do not know where you are.
Follow the green arrow!
I'm trying to. This is why I keep saying, stop leaving me behind.
I'm killing whites.
No, Zoro, I can't. He's meowing pathetically at my feet.
Pick him up, put him on your lap.
I can't. I'm running through whites at the moment. And I got dismounted.
I saw you fall. I'm coming. You've got a couple of them.
I noticed.
I saved you.
Yes, you did. I don't know how I would have survived without you.
You would have joined them.
A Devotee in these lands, who goes there? Why are you in this forsaken place? Okay. Okay, and I picked him up, and he immediately got off my lap. You're a devotee out here. You do not belong here any more than I do among the Vales and Cairns of the Bone Vales. A clan has long dwelled. This clan called the Divlig, accursed in the Western, are oathbreakers and were driven into the Bone Vales as punishment. Recently, strange occurrences and evil rumblings have been heard from the cairns that have long laid dormant. Will you search for signs that might explain what is happening here? Journey west from here and see what you can find. When you have found the signs I seek, you should return to. You should find my friend Kauron and deliver the evidence to him. I last saw him heading west through the valley.
You've also got a quest item in your overflow that wants you to talk to this guy.
Oh, the Dunland sword?
Yeah.
The sword bears a striking similarity to those the Divlig wield. You should bring it once to Bledin at his encampment. I fear this bodes ill for us, Duvodiad. It appears as if there are some among the Divlig who have been complicit in raising these wights from their graves. We should warn our allies among the Cairns about this foul betrayal. You have allies among the Cairns?
Yeah, his whole tribe lives here.
Among the mounds of the dead?
Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
I mean, maybe? Okay, hold on. I gotta sell stuff.
You don't think it sounds like much fun, huh?
Living amongst what is basically a cemetery is not really my idea of ideal.
But nobody will ever bother you.
True. Oh, hold on. I gotta do one thing real quick. I accidentally sold something I did not mean to sell.
Take it back.
It is that hat that I liked. Okay, let's go. So what is this evidence we're looking for?
You got a dude shooting you.
I know. Disturbed Earth? Is that what we're digging through?
Yeah, we're examining them.
Ah, okay.
There's a disturbed earth back here.
Okay, hold on. There's a disturbed Earth over here, so. What is this red aura around them?
You take a debuff if you're inside it.
Well, I figured as much, but it's not like they're killing me fast enough to really make a difference. Okay. Where was that other pile of disturbed Earth?
Over here. Zoro would totally leave us behind.
Oh yeah, he would. He has no loyalty. He has dependency, but not loyalty. In fact, he has tried to leave us behind several times.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, bolting out the door, trying to run out.
He's never really bolted. He's crept.
He's bolted out the door on a few occasions. But he always freezes as soon as he gets out there. Because he's like, I don't know what to do.
Didn't expect to get this far.
And then he just panics, stops, and gives me enough time to pick him up and just be like, and he's like, ah, crap, I got foiled again. It appears, Vontu, that we have another devotee out in our lands. In these troubled times, sadly, outsiders seem to be the people who are the most willing to give aid. If you must know, it appears as if the honored dead are being twisted and are now stirring from their cairns.
Even the Ecluse have need of help on occasion.
Recently, a large army was gathered within the Bone Vales, poised to attack the Algreg clans of the Enedwaith. However, Yorath, a great brennan among his clan, summoned the warriors south to Wolf's Cleft to ready an attack against the accursed Strawheads. Following the drawl of the forces, Trehar and Brandon of the Divlig Began attacking all those who would assist outsiders like yourself. My band was scattered throughout the valley. Will you seek out those who survived the attack and assist them if possible? Travel east and look among the rocks and hills for my companions. When you have found them, return to Bledhun and let him know we are safe. Alright. I will do what you are too lazy to do yourself.
Maybe he's wounded.
And he's hiding out here? Seems like a bad idea.
I mean, technically speaking, it sounds like it's a recent thing that the dead have started walking.
I mean, I guess.
They haven't been doing that long.
Karen sent you to find me. I do not understand what has happened. Will you please let any of my companions you come across know that I escaped Divalig's attack unscathed? Thank you, Devodiad.
Where are you going?
There was this guy to kill. Or to re-kill.
Your bloodlust can never be sated.
Nope. It cannot. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of an MMO, is it not?
And then you go and balance it out by playing 2-point.
Yep. Karan sent you, then we shall speak. We had a peaceful arrangement with the Divalig at one time. We would bring them goods, and they would allow us to pass unimpeded northwards. Ever since the warriors marched to Wolf's Cleft, the Divalig have become increasingly hostile to those they see as Devodiad, outsiders. They attacked our band, and we were taken unaware. Only a small number of us survived. And here we go with the usual streaming yawns.
You gotta breathe more.
I breathe fine.
You're just having so much fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Hey, Kitty Slayer's name is Jeff.
Okay. I'm glad to hear some of our band survived the Divalig's brutal attack. I swear that the treachery of the Divalig shall not go unpunished. Hasten to be punished. Okay. Our encampment was made on a hill to the south of here. The Divalig struck when we were unaware, taking some captive and slaying many. We shall make them pay for their treachery. Will you return to our camp and defeat the Divalig who attacked our people? Travel southeast to the hill and follow the path along the ridge. Defeat any Divalig that you encounter, then return to me. When certain clans among the Dunlanding people capture a territory, they place standards there to announce their victory. When our encampment was overrun, the Divalig raised their standards there in honor of their victory. Will you seek out these standards, destroy them, and defeat any of the Divalig's captains that you encounter there? Go south and follow the trail to the hilltop where our camp once stood. Vontu, my companions, each carried a sigil to signify our allegiance to our clan. When my companions fell to the attack, many of these sigils were taken. Will you attempt to recover the sigils from the Dunlandings atop the hill? If so, journey south and up the hill. The scouts will be the ones carrying the sigils. All right. I think we can manage.
Killing again.
Oh boy, here I go killing again. Good show. Looking forward to the next season, whenever that comes around.
Here's the thing is, you always say it's a very good show after the fact, but when you're watching it, you're like, this is so weird.
It is weird. I don't dispute that it's weird, but that doesn't mean it's not a good show. I just have no idea sometimes what's going on. The plot lines are very strange, to say the least. The interdimensional cable, though, is the ones that always... those are the ones that I'm just, like, very confused about.
So they have your favorite stuff in them.
I mean, some of their bits are just outrageously funny, yes. But it gets very confusing at times. Strawberry Smiggles, though, is an absolute classic.
Hey, completed Dunlanding Slayer.
Cool. I did too.
We've killed 100 Dunlandings today.
Yep. Now we need to become advanced Dunlanding Slayers.
Didn't we just kill this guy?
Oh. I don't remember having just killed him. Am I? No, I think I've got all the flags. Yeah,
Look, there he is again.
okay, well, let's keep killing him.
That's bizarre.
That's a very fast respawn rate.
Well, he's not just respawning, he's respawning in different spots. I just got ambushed.
Why are you headed up here?
I'm heading back to Bloodoon.
Oh, I thought we were going down to go do that.
Back the way we came.
Okay.
I'm also standing on a rock.
You would.
It's like that part in Mulan.
And I am Yao, king of the rock. And there ain't nothing you little girls can do about it. How did you jump down and not break your leg?
Mad skills, yo.
I don't believe that for a second.
But I spelled skills with a Z at the end.
I don't believe that for a second. Stop leaving me behind!
You're right there. You're not even behind. You can still see me.
The defeated Dive League on the hill will show their brethren that we will not go quietly from this place. We will defend our right to trade with whom we wish. Now that their standards have been destroyed and their captains defeated, the Dive League know that we are not to be trifled with. Yes, I would agree with that assessment. I would agree wholeheartedly. You have done me a great service, Devotia. The cowards will not sully the memory of those who stood beside me in honor. The Whites and the movements of the Dive League pose a growing threat to the clans of Dunland. Several of our allies are located at Eked Naglek, a camp of northern Devotia like yourself on the southern border of the Bone Vales. Will you bring word to them and warn them of the danger that the evil ones pose? Travel south along the road, then turn due east and travel up the path to Eked whatever. Among the cairns to the southwest, the bodies of those who have those that have long lain, I cannot talk this morning, in eternal rest, have begun to stir and rise up from their graves. I would know what evil causes this to happen. Perhaps if you examine the cairn entrances, you might find some evidence of the power behind this abomination. Will you do this for me? Journey south and then west, through the valley. There you should find the cairns. Within the past moon, our ancestors have begun to rise from their resting places here in the Bone Vales. These once great heroes' bodies have been twisted and corrupted and attack those who still draw breath. If you journey south and west into the valley, you will come across these terrible wights. Defeat them if you would, for such an abomination should not be permitted to continue. Okay.
Let's go. We've been quite productive today.
We have been. Disturbed cairn entrance.
Yeah, it's one of the ones we gotta investigate.
Oh, okay. For some reason I was thinking that was like the, the Great Barrow White or whatever. Or the Great Barrow Down. Like, another a thing to go into and loot. Like we did that one time.
I get where you're coming from.
There is a disturbed carrion entrance over here.
And there's one right where I am. So
It's okay. There we go. Okay, well, it looks like they're counting for us, like
It does.
together. So that is good at least.
all right, that was quick.
Yep. I mean, it does help that we're a little over-leveled for the area.
It does. There, I broke my leg that time. Are you happy?
Only if you're... Yeah, whatever. I was gonna say,
I'm
only if
sorry.
my broken leg is shorter, but they ended around the same time. When the whites first emerged from their graves, I'd hoped someone had simply crept into their cairns and removed their bodies. However, it appears that these cairns were disturbed from the inside. I fear what this might mean for the dead. Unlike the Lich Bluffs to the north, this place has always remained undisturbed until now. We must discover what has caused the whites to walk among us. These aren't exactly upgrades for me.
The area we're in is the exact same level as the area we were just in.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
So we're doing this for story and stuff.
Okay, so where's... Oh yeah, we need to go talk to Hall Ekid Naglak. And I aggroed something.
Oh, we all did. Just keep running. It's like when people were going to invade Area 51 and they're like, they can't stop us all.
Oh, yes, they could. But yes, I do
Yeah.
remember that.
Alright, gotta go this way.
It's like, oh, yes, they can stop you all. It doesn't matter how many of you are Naruto running. They will stop you all. Though I have to admit, I was a little sad that I got dismounted?
From what?
A dive like ambusher. I'm glad that I took that static shock skill and managed to get it onto my bar, because it's so much easier than having to like move my mouse over and click. Just Alt 3 and... There you go.
How can I be of service?
Only a few hours ago, Ekid Naglank was attacked by the Dive League. These foul vermin took my friends captive, but I was able to fight them off in the end. I do not need that.
No!
Several of my companions were taken from this place following the attack. I was able to fight off the last of the Dive League, but I need your help to rescue my captive friends. Will you help me? If so, let me know when you're ready to leave. I don't know why we can't do this as a group, but okay.
It's not tuned for that.
By the Dive League.
Apparently.
I fear a grisly fate will befall our allies if they are not found and rescued quickly.
But, I mean, it seems like I'm just... like, I don't even have the guy here with me. I'm just told, you know, go kill these Dive League sentries.
You're just lucky. They just want to give you a chance to murder on your own.
I mean, I guess I can get that, but... Thank you for freeing me from those accursed betrayers. I really just don't know why this had to be an individual instance, though.
I don't know.
Thank you for releasing me from the Dive League. I will speak with you again at the entrance of Eked Naglank. And I'm like, okay, there we go.
Yeah, mine did a weird lag.
This place was once sacred to our ancestors. These Divelike have betrayed this place and their people. Thank you for your assistance. Okay, and now I need to go defeat Gerwin.
He's walking up.
Where?
Not far from where Neglank was.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm not entirely... I mean, I'm walking back up to where I rescued everyone, and now I'm hitting a line. Yeah, this is where I rescued everyone. Okay, I see a red dot. I hope that... Oh, there he is.
Red dots are usually good indicators.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like the perfect point to have, you know, assistance with me, but I guess not. Or, okay. Alright, so now where's the guy I need to speak to?
He'll walk up to this general area.
Oh, the REB. Thank you for rescuing my companions, Vontu. We are regrouping at Ekid Naglank. Follow me. I mean, not like I have a choice, but okay. With our allies now freed, we can begin to investigate what is happening here.
Hey, you've got something called attack orders in your inventory, probably.
I've got something called what?
Attack orders.
I mean, if you say so.
In your overflow. It's a quest item.
I don't see it. Oh, yeah, I do. This note reads, seek out any devotee and drive them from this place. There are 2 encampments. Capture as many of them as possible. Kill the rest. Trey Harron. Hall at Ekid Nagalunk will be interested in this note. He was indeed interested in the note. I should
So
have known.
interested, he gave you clothing.
Yeah, I should have known. Treharan of the Divelike is a vicious monster. Hey, I treed.
Nice.
Yep.
You are no longer 69.
Unfortunately. Can't just keep going nice.
You could say you are now 69 plus 1.
I mean, I guess.
Your second level 69, like how that traditional woman is turning 35 for the 2nd or 5th or 8th time.
I seem to recall the story you're referring to. Oh, okay, hold on. I got stuff I gotta get out of my overflow. Okay, there we go. Thank you for coming to our rescue, Vontu. Several of the local Dunlandings have played an important role in bringing members of the Great Company through the Bone Vales. These fine people have risked their lives to help us, and we must do the same in kind. I would have you seek out the Divelike and lay them low, both to avenge the folk who have fought at our side and to secure a passage through the Bone Vales. Travel north and up the hill. There you will find the remnant of the patrol that attacked us. Bring me their sigils as evidence that the deed is done. Okay. I will... We can go kill people. I'm totally down to kill more people.
Well, we've killed over 100 people today.
I don't know. We're just psychopaths.
They don't even realize what they've unleashed upon Middle-earth.
Nope, they do not.
They keep calling me a fool.
I mean, that's what to kind of be. It's to be expected.
And yet they're the ones who keep dying.
Nah, tis what tis.
Oh, a bunch of strawberries. Hey, there's a corpse. You should get that one.
Okay.
Your DPS has gotten pretty beastie recently.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I'm really kind of ripping through stuff. I mean, granted, again, you know, we are significantly out-leveled over these where we're at, but I have noticed that I am packing way more of a punch than I used to.
You're killing with much greater efficiency than usual.
Something like that.
You got everything you needed, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Your aid is welcome.
With the patrol scattered, we should be able to learn what is happening here in the Bone Vales. There have been reports of wights rising from the ancient cairns that lie in the bone quarry. These cairns have stood for generations, unsullied until now. We must find a way to close the cairns. Will you seek out the cairn openings and seal the entrances? If so, travel down the path, then east of the bone quarry. When you've sealed the cairns, find Ilar and tell him of your deed. Before our encampment was attacked, several of our allies were investigating the rise of the dead in the bone quarry to the east. According to their reports, unlike in the Lich Bluffs, the Dunland ancestors were laid to rest here. Have never stirred until now. In respect to my Dunland friends, will you seek out the wights of the Bone Vales and lay them to rest? When you have done this, seek out Ilar at his encampment at the north end of the bone quarry. Sure, why not?
Bone saw is ready.
Huh?
It's from Spider-Man.
Which one?
The first one.
Oh,
When he went to a cage wrestling fight
that's right.
where Bruce Campbell was the announcer.
It's been a very, very long time since I've watched that.
You should watch it again. It's a
Eh.
good movie.
Eh.
It's about as good as a Spider-Man movie could possibly be.
We still need to watch Homecoming. We own it, we've just never watched it. And it's on Disney Plus now. We could just watch it whenever we want.
We've seen its sequel and we've never watched it.
This is true.
Oh, good. That counts for both of us.
I figured it would, given how investigating the ones counted for both of us earlier.
But freeing the dudes from cages did not.
Yeah, that was odd. They seem they're very weird in how they handle this.
Yay, now we just have to go find Ilar.
Yep.
I wouldn't drink this water.
I'm inclined to agree. Very inclined to agree.
Don't think it would be good for one's body.
I repeat my previous statement. It does feel nice to be significantly higher level.
It does.
Greetings.
With the cairn sealed, fewer of the whites can emerge to stock the land. It is a shame that this has come to pass.
I have not seen you.
The plight of the Bone Vale saddens my heart. The bodies of those that have passed on should not be fouled in this manner. I weep for those who have fallen. Let's see, what does this give me? Oh, yeah, that's a much better wrist cuff than the one I replaced it with. I have no need for something with a block rating. I should probably actually read the stats that I'm getting on something.
I would recommend it. I might recommend reading them every time.
Give me just a sec.
Yeah, take your time. I've got something in my overflow called a tainted chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a quest item.
Oh, I do as well. I also have a runestone of endurance. Not that it... Oh, you treed. The chain link that sits before you radiates an eerie glow. The link is of crude design and appears to have several sigils etched into it. Perhaps you should take the link to Ilar and see if you can discover its origin.
Doesn't sound like one of those things you should be carrying around.
No, it does not. Of that, I am in agreement.
But he wants us to go get more of them.
Well, whatever. It's an MMO. We have plot armor. This chain link appears to be a piece of several larger chains that were sold recently to Trehair and Brandon of the Dive League. This link seems to have undergone some dark rite to bind a fell spirit to the body of one of our ancestors.
Ew.
Actually, it's not bad. Among the remains of the creatures that we have dispatched, several chain links have been recovered. These links hold the key to the travesty that has occurred here. Will you bring me any of these links that you may find while dispatching the whites plaguing Plas Marou? These are sad days for our people, Duvodiad. Those who went before us and guided us for generations are being defiled by those who have betrayed us. I fear that Plas Marou, the cairn of our greatest leaders, has fallen as well, but it may be there that you will learn more of the evil there. The entrance to Plas Marou lies to the east of here. Travel there and defeat the whites which stand guard outside its entrance.
That's a lot of rocks.
Yeah, just a bit. There's this Asgurin captain here.
Yeah, he's the one who dropped chain links.
Ah.
He's got a brother over here.
Very gaunt. I don't know if they're actually... Are they supposed to be, like, living people?
No, they're whites. They're just not skeletal.
Oh, okay.
But they are very dead. He couldn't handle that.
It would appear that way.
I mean, not many people could be pounded by a spiritual ent and make it, but... It would probably hurt.
Just a bit.
Do you need anything else for your quests?
No, I go talk to Ilar now. That was easy.
It was very easy. Well, it was very close.
Yeah, that helped.
You just like doing that.
Well, I mean, I have only a select amount of time to do it. Sadly, these chains are indeed the ones that were gifted to the Dive League. I feared that this might be so. I'm unsure how this has been done, but we must do what we can to prevent our ancestors' bodies from being befouled further. I hope at the defeat of these abominations our ancestors will be left to rest. Thank you for your aid in this task. Ooh. That's the same exact rope. With the recovery of these chain links, I have no doubt that the Dive are indeed complicit in the raising of the whites of here in the Bone Vales. This must not be allowed to continue. Return to Naglank at Eked Naglant. Return to Naglank at Eked Naglank, south and west of here. He will wish to know what we have learned.
Hey, hang on a second.
What's up? Oh, you can teleport us?
I bound to the campsite fire there.
Cool. I mean, it's not like it was that far away, but...
But I've got the skill.
I mean, it works. I'm not complaining. While the attack of the Dive Lake was unexpected, I fear that I must agree with the Ilar. These chains confirm that Treherne Brennan is complicit in these actions. One of our allies, Luku, is actually his daughter, and I now fear for her safety. Before our imprisonment, we had heard rumors that the Brennan of Divelig, Treherne, had begun to fall to dark influences. His daughter, Luku, fearing the decisions that he was making, sought assistance from us. Recently, she has become missing, and we fear the worst. One of our scouts saw her being brought to Plas Maru, which certainly bodes ill for her. Will you enter that terrible place and find her? Speak with me when you are ready to leave. Again, why does this need to be a solo encounter?
Because I only designed it for solo players. It would be too easy if we were in a group.
Weird.
Well, the thing is, anyone can be a solo player, but not anyone can be a group.
So the narrator said Dive League, and I heard Dai initially.
There are no Devotee in the Bone Vales.
There are no Devotee in Plas Maru. In Plas Maru. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dill. These seem to be very, very long quests yet again. I do hope I'm taking the right direction here.
Well, they won't let you leave until you finish the quest, so eventually you'll go the right way.
Well, what I'm saying, though, is I don't have to end up backtracking. But it seems like I'm going the right way. Well, I had to pull a lever, so...
Levers are important.
Yeah, it would seem that way. And there's 3 that I need to pull, it seems, so... And lag.
Hooray!
There we go. You okay?
Just a little cough.
Alright, path is cleared, but what is up here? Oh, another delving white. Or diving white, whatever. Whatever, I'm 5 levels ahead of you.
Nerd.
You pose no threat to me. Defeat the chieftain and his fell spirit. How dare you interfere with our work? My daughter's a trivial price to pay to reclaim what should have been ours ages ago. Finish the ceremony while I deal with these meddlers. Why must I suffer these interruptions? Do you not realize that you are but puppets in my hand?
I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for those meddling elves.
Yeah.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
Untie me, Devodiad, and I shall lead you out of this place. Yeah, or I could just go through the little the portal here.
Just gonna leave her there?
She'll make her way back. She's an NPC.
Oh, so you will at least untie her.
Yeah, I untied her. Luku has been one of our allies since we made our way into the Bone Vales. Her release bodes well for our chances of escaping the Bone Vales. However, her father's fallen to darkness, and the foul creatures... Thank you. And the foul creatures whose machinations were the cause of it may lead these poor people to unending torment. Ooh, spoopy.
Spoopy!
Oh, good. A ring that can replace the might ring that I accidentally grabbed. Along the valley, well above the bone quarry, a small set of cairns trail further to the west. A large number of wights have been drawn to this area for some unknown reason. Can you seek out the wights in these cairns and banish them from the bone vales? It is troubling that the foul demons have begun to move more freely. Travel eastwards along the ridge above the bone quarry and follow the valley to its end. There you will find the cairns in the question. When you have done this, seek Mare among the cairns. I've spoken with my Dunlanding allies, and they seem to have a belief that spreading ashes before the cairns of the dead will prevent the wights from escaping the tombs, though I have many doubts of the veracity of this claim. Nevertheless, I promise that this task will be performed before I leave this place. Will you help me? Travel due east from the camp along the southern fork. There you will find the cairns before which you should spread these ashes. When you have done this, find Mire among the cairns. Hold on a second.
What for?
I needed to swap out a ring, because... one of the rings that I grabbed at the previous place was might. Why did it... Okay, I guess I just turned in there. Okay. So yeah, I had to swap out that ring, because...
Get yourself a will ring.
Yeah, because I was stupid with stuff that I grabbed.
Yeah, well, it's easily fixed.
Yeah. When you get the gear.
Dunland hands out a lot of gear.
I'm gathering that. Man, this is the second time we've had a quest to kill wights in this area.
Yep.
Ooh, wooden chest. I'm right behind you.
I'm trying not to leave you behind. I get complained at when I do that.
I appreciate it. But when you leave me behind, I tend to die.
You haven't died in ages. Like, when was the last time your character actually died?
Don't worry about that. I die a little inside, we'll put it that way. Feel betrayed and abandoned. By the way, you can go for that backpack. I went for the chest. So we need to spread ashes. How do we go about spreading ashes?
On the undisturbed cairns. Oh, those might be up the hill. Hang on. We gotta go back a little bit.
I was going to say, I don't see undisturbed cairns here. I don't see anything to interact with.
Yeah, they all look pretty open to me.
Yup.
Ah, meddling elves and their cat. We do have a pet that fits.
That's true. Our cat is too curious for his own good, so it would fit.
Do you think he'd figure out how to talk like Scooby-Doo?
I really hope not.
That doesn't sound like fun to you?
I'm not sure what he'd say, but I'm sure he wouldn't shut up once he figured out how to talk. That's the thing. Given how needy he is, once he realizes that he's got a device that can always get him attention, or a method that can always guarantee attention, yeah, he would not stop. Okay, so are these the undisturbed cairns, or do we have to talk to her first?
We talked to her afterwards.
Yeah, because
these should be the undisturbed ones.
Yeah, because okay. Yeah, because I thought we talked to her for both these.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Did that count for you?
It did.
Perfect.
There's also a crushed vessel here, which you should probably interact.
Okay, I can. What is it?
It starts a quest.
Oh, okay. The remnants of the ancient vessel before you are inscribed with crude runes. Perhaps you should deliver these remnants to Meyer among the cairns. Okay. Well, that's all the cairns we needed to spread ashes in front of, so.
Yep.
Thank you for sending these abominations to oblivion. The evil they represent cannot be tolerated in these sacred lands. Oh, I have a friend to the Dunlandings. Cool.
Nice.
The ashes you spread should prevent more of these abominations emerging from the cairns. Thank you, Devotee. When you should be friend too, though. I think I saw the little swirl around you. That's what got me wondering about it.
Yeah, I did.
So, these appear to be from an ancient urn of my people. These remnants speak of a place to capture darkness that whispers to others. I wonder what that means.
It is not our custom to trust Devodiad, but perhaps you may be of help to me?
I think the message upon this vessel may explain what has happened here. Perhaps in ancient days, a great evil was captured and bound to this place. Unfortunately, it would appear that the Divlig have fallen prey to that evil. If you would bring news of this message upon the urn to Naglunk, mayhaps he will know better what it means. The ranger's at his camp at Naglunk to the west of here. Well, you can teleport us.
I can. I feel all special.
You should feel special, because you are special. You're special to me.
Yay!
The vessel appears to be similar in nature to one in an old story which was told by an ally of ours in the Lich Bluffs. It is said that a vessel of this nature was sighted many years ago in the possession of a Clan Brennan, who planned to betray his hosts in a most foul manner. It is said that it influenced his actions and caused the destruction of his people, for they were branded Oathbreakers. I fear that the Divlig are the descendants of these Oathbreakers, and that their Brennan, Treharan, has fallen under the same influence as his ancestors. Speak with Luhu at her camp to the west. She is Treharan's daughter and may actually know more. Why wouldn't she just stay here with these people? They already have a camp. They're already established. Why would she go off and make her own?
Because they're Devodiad.
At this point, her father just tried to sacrifice her to like an ancient spirit. I don't think she wants to have anything to do with her people. At least I wouldn't if I were in her shoes.
I mean, most people wouldn't. But they're Devodiad.
I mean, okay, I guess.
It's all I've got. I'm just going to keep saying it.
Are you just having fun saying the word?
It's kind of a fun word.
I am so glad that you went with the hunter. It has
too.
made streaming just so much faster. And so painless.
Comparatively speaking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you realize how much time we'd have to waste just doing even just fast travel? Again, why did she go all the way out here into hostile territory to set up camp?
It's her home. People like going home.
I guess. What? Really? That did no damage at all?
What did no damage?
The shock thingy.
Oh, your tickle fingers?
Yeah. Okay, are we supposed to be killing these guys? We're supposed to go talk to Luku.
I think she's up the hill.
Oh, there's a wooden chest over here. And a backpack. Go ahead. You go for the
I got
chest.
a lag.
Oh, okay. I'll go for the chest then. If you're lagging. Please tell me we don't have to fight our way to her every time we want to talk to her.
Oh, I just got combat guitar.
It's been a while since we heard the combat guitar.
I think technically there's probably an easier path to her. I just didn't remember it.
Oh, and Kitty's loudly whining.
Probably wants lunch.
It is almost that time.
She has a little ponytail.
Ah, Vantu, thank you for rescuing me from the thing that my father has become. I believe the ranger may be right. Several moons ago, in the depths of his anger, my father must have been preyed upon by the foul spirit of this legend. It pains me to know that my father has not learned from what happened in ages past. My hope is that I can rally my people from his influence and that we might depart from this place. Perhaps we may yet reclaim our clan name of old and divest ourselves of the name Divelig. From this vantage point, I can see new standards flying in the valley below. These standards seem to indicate that my father may be seeking new allies to renew his fight. Will you go down to Lonbach and tear down these standards? That perhaps will embolden the people against my father's tyranny. In the village below Lonbach, there are two influential elders that guide the people. These folk have been pressed into assisting my father and his men against their will. Will you speak with the elders Naya and Paru and see if they would be willing to put aside the fouling of our ancestors? Travel south along the path and you will eventually come to the gate of Lonbach.
Do you need some water?
I'm fine. My father has sent many of his... Oh! Hello, Christy XX.
Hello.
Thank you for the raid. My father sent many of his brutal men to Lonbach to quell any murmurs of rebellion. These men are the worst of our people, and their support of my father's actions must not go unpunished. Will you help put an end to the tyranny of my father's men in Lonbach? If so, return to the village and dispatch the overseers and their warriors. Well, thank you for joining the channel. Happy to see you here, along with everyone you brought. Okay, so...
Hang on. Gotta go this way for the elders.
We have to go in two separate directions?
There's more village down here.
Ah, I see. More people we have to attack? Oh. I got... Did I just get a deed?
Yeah, we finished exploring the bone bales.
Oh, okay. So then we're almost done here.
Probably getting close.
I'm assuming, anyway.
And then we can move on to Galtrev.
And that's the main city in Dunland?
Yeah, that's the big hub.
Cool.
And we might be high enough up reputation-wise that I can just grab the teleport to Galtrev skill.
That would be extremely helpful.
Welcome, everybody.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I went over here for a banner. There we go.
Ah,
Yeah, welcome everyone to the channel. So glad that you're all rating us here on this fine Saturday. So, always happy to have new people swing by. Feel free to chime in on chat. We're always happy to have a conversation going and whatnot. In the past, we'd always served Train Brennan without fail. His rule was difficult but just. However, he now views our people as cattle and presses us into service with these evil men. We cannot openly fight against his might, but would assist those who would depose him. Yeah, well, don't worry. That's what I'm here to do. I am nothing if not a usurper. Having deposed several regimes already. Because that's what you do in MMOs. You upset the governments. In the past, Treharan Brennan was able to rally our people to retake what was our birthright, but then the warriors abandoned us. I fear what has happened to our once great leader. Oh, I hear combat guitar still.
I hear Aukhair music.
I still hear combat guitar in the background. Oh, now it's gone. It must have taken a little while fading out. Well, no, I could still kind of hear it. Unless it's just my own brain being weird.
You just love the combat guitar so
I
much.
do enjoy the combat guitar. Alright. With the banners removed from the village below, we have sent a clear message to my father's forces. Their tyranny shall not be tolerated. I should have known that my father was doing this, but he kept his plans from me. I am glad that the elders from Lonbach will stand with me against the monster my father has become. Okay, what do I take here? Ooh, that's a slick-looking cloak. We will go with the cloak, especially since I need those stats. With the overseers deposed from the village below, we have sent a clear message. Okay, we've already read that one. Don't need that. That could work. Alright. My father has many sentries that patrol the outskirts of Longach below. Or Longotalik below. These sentries are among his most trusted men, and they have been responsible for the defiling of the cairns. Will you seek out these sentries and drive them away from the encampment? Among the scattered homes below, my father's men have stolen supplies and food. The food was taken from his soldiers, leaving the people of Lonbach with little to sustain themselves. Undoubtedly, my father had the food taken to Longolkaled, which lies on the road to the north. Will you go there and recover it? Returning the provender to its rightful owners may go a long way towards convincing the folk of Lonbach to take up arms against my father. Okay, can do. You convinced me.
Kill more dudes, steal some other stuff.
Yep. My cloak had +2 stealth level to it.
Interesting.
My current one, anyway.
I mean, I'm not sure that does much for you, but...
No, it does nothing in the least bit. Now I hear combat guitar again. Hooray!
Who's your favorite?
I do enjoy the combat guitar.
What are you doing?
Trying to
Adjust your cosmetics?
yeah, but the thing is I want... Hold on. Because I'm weird like that. Hold on a second. I know, this is not exactly the most riveting content.
But you want that better looking cape.
I do want the better looking cape. And you will admit, it does look better.
Look how slick you are. You've come so far today.
I have. I'm not getting rid of the hat, though.
You love your hat.
I do love my Barbosa hat. The big feather makes it a lot of fun. Okay.
Maybe one day you'll find a hat you love more.
Potentially possible, but unlikely. It's not letting me... Oh, I guess we did the food stores together.
Yeah, I think I did all the quests while you were changing clothes.
Convenient.
Hooray!
Wildly convenient.
You're gonna go get more clothes for changing clothes.
I mean, I'm probably good for the moment. Alright. With the sentries scattered away from Longolgalad, we have an opportunity to strike into the heart of the encampment and confront my father. This food will be distributed among our people, Vontu. Thank you for recovering it for my father's men. And I think this is the exact same hat that I just got.
Probably.
So... we'll go with the shield because it sells for more. The time has come for me to confront my father and make him atone for the evils that he has committed. Our people have suffered, and our lives may well be forfeit because of his actions. Will you travel with me to Longolgalad? It shall be dangerous, but it is a danger I'm willing to face. Are you? If you wish to accompany me, speak to me when you are ready to leave. Once again, a solo thing that could easily have been done in a group.
Yeah, they just want you to stretch your wings and fly.
I'm not complaining.
With the source of the unrest,
Except for the slight amount of complaining.
Okay, so for the slight amount of complaining.
and confront a fellow
I still need to destroy 3 banners?
This is part of this quest.
Oh, okay. It appears that my father has fallen completely under the sway of Mostan and has driven all of our people from the village. Look, he is protected by the abominations that walk the cairns. Go Vontu and clear a path so that I might confront my father. Can do! Okay, that was a really bad Meeseeks impression.
I was not even sure what that was.
That was supposed to be Mr. Meeseeks. It did not work quite as well as I'd hoped. Look at that, we've almost killed 100 dead in Dunland. I'm at 97. That's 2, 100 kill 100 things quests that we've accomplished today, basically.
We've killed so many things today.
We've killed all the things. Well, I mean, that is what you do in a video game.
Unless it's one of those games where you're not supposed to kill things.
Yeah, like Dishonored. I could never play Dishonored because it's not my. I couldn't do it.
I still think it would be funny to see you try.
Oh, I am lagging.
Bless you.
Thanks. I am lagging bad. There we go. Or not. I know I jinxed it. My gosh, come on, let's throw an attack for once. Frick, there we go. Man, that was lagging.
It's been a bit laggy today.
It has been. I mean, not nearly as bad as it was when we were going through Angmar, but... Because, I mean, Angmar was... That was just tons of lag. Okay, so I did all that. Is she going to come down, or do I have to go talk to her again?
You have to go get her.
Ow. Lazy bum. First, she doesn't contribute to actually doing anything here. Then she just makes me come get her. Kids these days.
She's facing trauma right now. She has to, like, kill her father.
Eh. It is time, then, that I confront my father and make him atone for his deeds. Thank you for all your help, Vontu.
At least she's going to come with you for this bit.
Yeah, because she has to kill her father. I can't be the one to do it. Much like how the Avatar had to defeat Ozai. Not Iroh. Treherne Brennan. Father, come forth and face me. Father, you have fallen under the influence of an evil spirit, a Kuthral of terrible might. How could you betray your people so? Daughter, how dare you challenge me? Can you not see that we have the means at our disposal to finally take what should have been ours? No, you really don't. I mean, seriously, dude, it does not take that much effort to think about, like, how bad of an idea that is. And now we need to defeat Moston.
Yeah, he's the angry ghost.
Yep. You've defeated me, but you could never destroy me. This has happened before and may well happen again. Is there a way to destroy him?
Not for you.
Oh. Wait, who the frick is the huntsman?
If we'd done the quests in Enedwythe, we would have been introduced to him.
Ah. Moston, you have wrought enough damage upon the people that dwell in this place. While neither man nor beast may harm you, it is within my power to do so. You will be banished from this place for the damage that you have wrought. 2 peoples have been cursed due to your meddling, but no more. Lukhu, daughter of Treherne, your people will remain free, provided you undo your father's work. The Wild Huntsman is revered by all of the clans, for he rules over the Gwairod. His judgment is final and exacting. We should leave this place immediately. So, we missed quests in Enedwythe?
We didn't do the landscape quest there, remember? We were focusing on the story because we were just so far ahead of it.
Vaguely. Was that wasn't last week, was it?
2 weeks ago.
Or, well, yeah, because last week we didn't stream. I wish my father could have understood what was happening to him and what he had become. At least the creature that preyed upon him will never again return to this place. I hope there will come a time that I might lead my people away from this place, for we have paid far too great a price. Vontu, my friend, you have a look of the one who is growing ready to leave. I want to thank you for all you have done. Galtrev is the largest village in Dunland, and it is not far to the south of here, in Prengwyd. Surely you will want to stop there as you make your way through Dunland. You are welcome back any time. To Trumdrang. So you leave us to make for Trumdrang. I know little of that land, but I hear that it is mostly uninhabited. But if you wish to explore it, that is up to you, of course. You can find it by traveling south through the Mornshaws of Enedwythe, though there may be other paths with which I'm unfamiliar. It is a stark land in the northwest of Dunland. Yeah, we've already done everything there, though.
Yeah, that's if we had chosen to come here first, it would now be pointing us in that direction, basically.
I figured. So.
But we're going to Galtrev.
No, I'm sure we could find several people who would be willing to talk to us in Trumdrang.
They kind of love us there.
Yep,
We're like local heroes.
kinda.
I didn't actually mean to run off that cliff.
I do not believe that.
Just because I do mean to do it most of the time doesn't mean I meant to do it this time.
I do not believe that.
Maybe these whites will follow us all the way to Galtrev.
I rather doubt that.
I do
They've
too.
already leashed.
But it would be funny.
It would be funny, but ever since, you know, the original Lord Kazakh fight debacle in the original WoW, I think developers are very aware of the necessity of leashing.
That's a beautiful sky.
That is a pretty sky. It's a very pretty sky. So Christy, real quick, like, yeah, are you friends with Dill? Do you know him? Because he said he brought friends. I'm just curious if if you were one of them. Because he's been here, like, watching a stream since like day one, except when the World Cup was on.
We were then on in the background.
Yeah. Oh, she's not here anymore? Oh, bummer.
Suppose we could have clicked and looked at that. Well, can't you see who's in the chat?
I don't have it pulled up.
Oh, stop. Come back. Come back.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you guys... I didn't even know that you streamed regularly, Dill. I'm sorry. So... The passage through Trumdrang went smoothly. Good. It is the same for the group that braved the Bone Vales. Now we must see what awaits us in Prengwyd.
I want to know if Saruman's promises have already taken hold here.
We need information, Vontu. Galtrev is a place of little to no significance in Dunland, and I want to know if Saruman's promises have already taken hold here. Start in the lower reaches of the village, and see if anyone will speak to you of the situation in Prengwyd. And we are finally, at last, back onto the epic storyline. Ruthless Tom, White Hand Guard. What do you want here, stranger? Why should the White Hand grant you admittance? I'm not sure I like the way you're looking at me, elf. Same dialogue. A traveler wishes to gain access to Galtrev. Tell me, why should the White Hand wave you into Saruman's most productive new village? Galtrev is home to many wonders and conveniences that cannot be found anywhere else in Dunland, but only laborers and workers and close allies of Saruman may come here now. If you enter, you are to find work immediately. Travelers will find no easy accommodations here. Report instead to each of the overseers in town. The supply lines are blocked, our shipment is late, and I will not answer for the failures of my inferiors.
We gotta find gainful employment.
Immediately. Well, at least they're, putting people to work. Recruit for the labor force. I don't like the looks of you, but we will take allies we can. The White Hand does not discriminate. This is my work area here, staffed by incompetent mongrels, as you can see. If you want to work for me, I'll have you know that I am completely blocked by the second overseer. His supply line has been held up all day, and I can't make any progress without him. Go find out what's keeping the shipment, and be quick about it. Who are you, Devotee? You do not belong in this land. You are not welcome. She scowls at you. Speak with Katrin and leave me be. She knows what should be done with Devotee. I have a feeling Katrin wants to kill us. Who do you think you are, bullying me about my shipment schedule? The insolence of some folk these days. The third station hasn't sent over anything today, and we can't even get started. If you want to make yourself useful, go find out what is holding them up.
Look at us having gainful employment already. Messenger.
Yep. So the first one's held up by the second one. The second one is now held up by the third one. Seems like they're all just blaming each other. Oh, there's a campfire over here.
It's usually how these things work. There's also a milestone here, which would be more useful.
Are you questioning me? Who are you anyway? I haven't seen you around these parts, and you don't look like one of the clansmen. Whoever you are, you can tell the gatekeepers that we will have their shipment ready if the 4th station ever comes through with their promises. I don't know what those sluggards are about, making us wait so long. I don't remember what I would have asked. I'm sorry, Dill. I think I just made some comment about how I didn't know that you streamed regularly with anyone. Like I know you streamed your band and whatnot, but yeah.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not
Here's
trouble us.
Katrin.
She looks you up and down appraisingly. You want to know what is happening in these lands? You are far from home, so far from home. In Galtriv, you must not offend the wrong people. It is dangerous to make enemies here. Yes, it is. If you seek information, you seek one of these 3. Dai, Hulan, or Idwal. They will teach you about these lands. Oh, okay, well. I was just asking... Yeah, I was just asking Christy, you know, where she's from and how you guys knew each other, etc., etc. So... I know everything is held up. You don't have to remind me whoever you are. These lazy fools who work for me here can't seem to do anything right, and I can't seem to punish them fast enough to fix matters. I don't know why our great lord would wish to ally himself with such feeble, incompetent folk. They would be more useful as food for the Uruks than as suppliers and warriors. It looks like you've just volunteered to flog these useless mules until the supply lines are running smoothly again. Oh, cool. If the guards sent you here to join the labor force, then you have come to the right place. We are hopelessly behind, as you see, and blocking the entire day's supply chain. Here's your first task. Go flog, beat, and torture the workers until they are productive again. I want them working twice as fast. I want them doubling their production. If they still don't work, kill them and take their place. If you can manage to get them working today, you will likely be welcome to go from Galtriv, to come and go from Galtriv as often as you like. Alright, well, let's go beat and... Let's go find new ways to motivate them.
It's mostly help them with what's stopping them.
Yeah. This is what happens when you're too generous with people. They borrow all of your nails and never bring any back. I'm out of nails, and the work of the siege engine shall never be finished. Would you be able to go find my missing nails for me? I need to finish assembling this, or else I will not receive any rations today. I did not receive rations yesterday either, and tomorrow I will likely not be able to get out of bed. So many staves, so many staves. All of these staves you see must be turned into spears. In fact, they should have been turned into spears hours ago. I do not know what to do. Do you know how to craft spears, Devodiad? I would certainly appreciate the help. I worry about what the Overseer will do to me if I fail. Maybe we need to bring Gudo here to show him what it would have been like if they agreed to work with Saruman. Are you a visitor here in Galtriv? I wish you could have seen it before. It was the greatest village in all of Dunland. Now it is not but a labor camp for the White Hand. But all the working men have gone, or perhaps they were taken. The old and the women are left to bear heavy burdens. For myself, I cannot even lift the boxes I'm supposed to carry. I'm much too slow for this. I'm always falling behind. Well, that's cool, Dill. Okay, so where do we take this to?
The first overseer.
Ah. Okay, well, I might have gotten separated from you.
Come here.
I wasn't sure which direction to go in. And I can't jump over the wall. There we go, okay.
Follow the brown dirt road.
I think you're still a little far ahead of me for yeah, I don't have Find the Path on me. There we go.
You want to kick up some leaves?
I do. That's why I keep saying don't get ahead of me.
Oh, look, missing nail.
We get 1 per looting of that.
Yeah, we gotta pick up 15.
Oh, wow. That's going to take us a while.
It's not that bad, but look how we're contributing to Saruman's war effort.
I know, right? I'm sure Aragorn would be so thrilled with us. I'm sure Halbarad is so happy. Hey, don't run off!
Run faster!
I can't run faster. You know this.
It's all in your mind. Just be like, I'm gonna run faster.
No, it's not all in my mind. It's in the coding. I have literally no run speed abilities.
That's all in your mind.
I mean, in the sense that, you know, the coding is my mind in this game. Yeah. Bless you, hon.
Thank you.
What are you up to? I have 6.
I have 8.
How do you have...
There were 2 in this area.
I grabbed the 2 in this area. Okay, there's one I missed over here.
We'll be back in this area. Worry not.
Hold on. Okay, there's one I missed over here, apparently.
Well, I didn't get that one.
Well, then what... Where's the one that I missed?
Over here? Around this? Or in this guy's area? This one right here?
I don't think so, because I don't see one there. I don't see them. Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't see anything flashing around here.
I don't know. We'll be back.
I know, but if you're up to 9, I'd like to be up to 9 as well. Bless you again.
Thank you.
I don't see any over here. Well, poop.
Hey, there's one over here.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one on the way down. Are there more than 15 nails laying around?
I don't know.
That's so helpful.
I don't remember ever having difficulty finishing a quest.
Yeah, Dill, that's actually a very, very, very accurate description. Okay, who are we taking this to?
The second overseer.
Gotcha.
Look at these boxes. So heavy that we just sit here and run with them.
Yep. Well, to be fair, we are a lot, younger and stronger than
We are not younger than anyone in this village.
in body.
We are elves. We probably have a couple zeros on our number compared to them.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in body, though.
And we've eaten good food.
That's true. Although, technically, I don't recall the last time this character actually ate. Like, I sold off some food this morning that I've been holding on to since, like, early levels.
Was it like level 5 food?
I don't even remember. It was just, like, it's been sitting there for forever, and I'm never going to eat it because I never need to eat it. At this point, we're so far ahead of things that it's like, I'm not burning up, I'm not losing a ton of health with every fight. I'm out of range. Okay. I'm not losing a ton of health with every fight or, going through a whole bunch of mana. Which, I know, morale, power, etc.
It's health and mana.
I know, but for the purists out there. You keep getting ahead of me. Okay, and this one goes to who?
The guard at the west gate. West is this way.
Well, I got stuck behind the wall.
You gotta get better at jumping over that wall.
I can't jump over it when I can't see the other side.
Yeah, you can.
Not really.
Oh no, I was going the right way. It just makes you go, the wrong way for a moment.
And here you were blaming me.
I jumped over the wall.
You also have a lot more experience with it.
LOTRO parkour.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, our character eats when we're offline.
I
They
mean,
just sit there and gorge themselves for 6 days.
I guess that makes sense.
That's why they can do this. We've been like, our character's been going for literally 2 days straight with no sleep.
Guess that makes sense.
Now let's see if we can find your nails.
Oh boy, I've got a ton of crap that needs to be sold.
Where might they be? Because I can't see them.
Yeah, because you've already looted them. Like, I don't know where they are. But I mean, but Dill's saying there's more nails than we'd need, so...
Alright. Then we won't worry about it. Not to mention, if it did get to the point where there was only one thing of nails left, the quest would point us directly to them.
True. Ah, thank you, Vontu. What a kind soul you must be to help the foolish here in Galtrev. Once I might have been able to show you proper hospitality. Now, alas, all I can offer is friendship, little though it is worth. Okay, now we need to start turning these into spears.
So you need to pick up 14 of them.
Yep.
And then you have to process 14 of them.
I have 2.
This is thrilling work.
Oh, yeah. It's not busy work at all. This is how they're able to claim thousands of hours of content.
Well, I mean, all of those orcs that went to Helm's Deep, they need a spear.
True.
The spears we're making are gonna kill people at Helm's Deep.
True, true. They've been good, Dill. It's just been, you know, life's kind of just gone on still. Nothing, not a whole lot has really happened for us, so... Very much looking forward to, some time off after next week.
Yay, Thanksgiving!
Yep, it'll be nice. And we're doing sushi next, we're doing sushi next Saturday with my parents, so... Although we did find out that my crazy cousin might be, coming back, so... I have a feeling these aren't going to end up being used. That there's going to be something along the quest line where we actually end up destroying these. Am I right? Am I right or wrong?
I don't know.
You were so wonderfully helpful in this regard.
We're gonna play through it. Why do you need me to tell you early?
Spoilers?
Most people tend to avoid those. And make sure this lady eats today.
Well, we were supposed to beat and kill them into submission, into working harder. Take the Vader approach.
We shall double our efforts.
Perhaps I will find new ways to motivate them.
The Emperor's coming here?
Such a good movie. That was so much fun to see at the Symphony. So much fun to see at the Symphony. I cannot believe it, Vontu. You have put me ahead for today's workload. Thank you. I cannot express the trouble I would have been in had this supply of spears not been delivered to the Overseer. I know the trouble you would have been in.
Big trouble.
Yep. Tournament games went all right. I ended up taking 9th out of like over 20, but there were a lot of us that were kind of around that same point. Like there were a lot of people with the same kind of tournament points, and we were just we were talking very minor differences between, you know, people in that kind of middle of the pack range. So but I did end up getting best in faction for you know what I was flying, and so I got a prize for that, which was cool. Oh, I should probably bind my milestone here, because it was still bound to Trum Drang.
At this point, we would be able to get here by horse, but yeah, it's helpful. How many more nails do you need? Because I'm done.
I need 2. I don't know why you had better luck seeing them than I did, but I need 2.
I don't know if there's any in the skirmish camp.
There's a skirmish camp here?
We're circling it.
Well, no, I know that we're circling it. I'm a little surprised. Oh, okay, there's one.
Maybe inside the crafting hall.
Maybe? Yeah, she nailed it. I do not see any here.
Okay.
All right, one more nail. You said this was going to... It would lead me to where the last one is?
I mean, yeah, check
Oh,
your
okay, well,
map.
I see one right here. Does he have a mount?
Oh, he probably does.
He does, but we have to be kindred.
I'm looking for travel skill.
Well, yeah, that would be your thing.
Yep. It's what I do. Return to Galtrev. That's... Oh, no, here we are. Guard to Galtrev. I can get it.
Oh, cool. All right. What are you? Oh, mission recruiter. Okay, let's go turn this in. My nails, so many. I did not even know that this many had gone missing. This was surely but a small task for an adventurer like yourself, but you helped me greatly, Vontu. Okay, there we go. You're not so bad, Vontu. Has anyone ever told you that before? When I whip those sluggards, I swear they are even less productive than before. Someday you should show me your flogging techniques. They seem to be most effective. Well, get moving. Find more work so I can finally finish that nap.
What a nice guy.
Yeah. What a relief it is to have such a kindly traveler in Galtrev. Flint Ironheart is finally distracted. Perhaps now I can rest. Perhaps, but I doubt it.
What do you doubt?
That she can finally rest. You've done a great service to us by helping with the labor, Vontu, so I will try to help you as well. Perhaps I can give you news that will be of interest to you. You asked Gethin what manner of goods were in those boxes, and where they were headed. Ah, well, I know that Saruman has rallied his white-hand servants to oversee the delivery of the weapons and goods that are manufactured in Dunland. I can only imagine that these items are going to supply a great war. You are free to peek into the boxes if you wish, but do not let the white hand see you at it. Ooh.
Peek. We should make an emote.
For what, Twitch?
Oh, look at the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, no, I saw Dill's comment. I'm just asking for Twitch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I don't even know how to go about doing that. Okay, so I looked in the one box. Are there others?
There are more.
Okay. Well, yeah, I see 10, but
Oh, this is a fun little spot. Found the daycare.
I mean, I can look into trying to make an emote of some sort. It's not something that I've really actually given much consideration to be honest.
Oh, this one is a epic quest right here.
Oh, okay.
This land belongs to the Ox clan. You will not leave here alive.
This land belongs to the Ox clan. You will not leave here alive. Oh, I think I will. Idwal.
Hey, your cape has dragons on it.
Yeah.
Healed, healed.
Yeah, that's why I changed the cape. Because it looked way cooler than my other one. Like you said, I still looked like I was, you know, level 20. What do you want to do for lunch?
How much pasta's left?
Fair amount, but we don't have any, like, salami to go with it.
Or Italian dressing.
So... we could go grocery shopping later if we need to, or we could Instacart. Do you want to just do that?
I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Okay.
Now is not the time for that.
Cat probably... oh, there's a shipment over here. 2, actually. Cat probably wants lunch, though. Although he's
Yeah.
been suspiciously quiet. He's plotting something. He's plotting something, I know it. Ow!
Sorry.
Wow! That hurt.
And my body all tensed up for the sneeze. My thumb went down on my push to talk. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Kitty's in here now.
Well, we summoned him.
What are you doing? Oh, you're mounting.
Because you got that far ahead of me. I lost the movement buff. What?
I blew out Dill's ears too.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I did not think to see you again, Devodiad, but I was wrong. Yea, I heard the cries of that pathetic ox from here. Folk of many clans live in Galtrev, but those who have grown wealthy from the gifts of Saruman float to the top. We of the lower village work hard just to get by, but the taskmasters in the upper village live off our labors and return the products of them to the wizard. Perhaps you can be of some use to the Hebogluth, the clan of the Falcon. We stand against those who have thrown in with Saruman.
Even the folk of Galtrev are put to work to further the wizard's aim.
People of many clans have listened to the promises of Saruman, and where his words are not enough, his gold does the trick. Even the folk of Galtrev are put to work to further the wizard's aims. At the lumber camp northeast of here, trees are felled, and the wood is prepared for carting to Isengard. Go there, steal their axes, and throw them in the pond east of the lumber camp. Even if they fish them out, the rust will make the axes unreliable and difficult to use. Members of the Dragon Clan may have brought the axes to the other settlements in Prin Gwyd. Those will do as well. A simple act of rebellion, maybe, but its effect could be sweeping. We have to go turn in the peeking thing, don't we?
Yeah, that's this dude.
Did you find what you were looking for, Valantu? It seems clear to me that our people are fueling a great army. The young men go the same way as those crates you see. Saruman promises that the lands of Rohan will be returned to us, but the Horse Lords are vicious foes.
Do not speak the names of evil things.
Pardon, Devotee, but must I speak with you for a sec? But may I speak with you for a second? Please, this must be quiet. I need your help. The daily wood shipment from the Galtrov lumber camp is late, and I fear for the well-being of the driver, Freyd, upon his return. I heard the overseer of Isengard whispering that he would be sorely punished for this delay. Where could he be? He has never been this late before. Lunid suddenly seems to notice your presence. You, Devotee, are you going east out of Galtred anytime soon? If you are, could you look for my friend Leolin? He ventured out onto the road earlier this morning and has not yet returned. His excursions to gather supplies never take this long. It seems like we're going to get fairly invested into something here.
Yeah, so this is officially us leaving the city bounds for these quests, so...
Okay. This might actually be a good point to kind of call it for today, because I need to eat, and we've got plans for this afternoon, and yeah. So, but thank you all so much for tuning into the stream. Thank you all so much for interacting with us and being here for part of your Saturday. We will see you next weekend. But until then, I am Vanlin.
I'm Yummy Elf.
And this is Cow Elf Gaming. We'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.